on, Jim Ralston Field, got the win. Had high hopes for the season. Unfortunately, it's been kind of a downward spiral since then. Week 2, we traveled down to Silver Creek and got beat down there to the Dragons 41-8. Traveled week 3 over to Scottsburg, played a very solid Warriors football team, the best team I've ever seen. Fell to them 54-7. Then we were back at home with the home field advantage against the Brownstown, and the Braves were in Braves fashion and beat us 54-12. So week 5, we traveled over to Springs Valley. Unfortunately, fell in that one to the Blackhawks 63-12. And then last week on a Saturday, because of all the weather, had a tough outing at Corden. Fell to the Panthers 10-6. It was a pretty hard-fought football game up until pretty much in the second half for the Lions is really when all they had momentum. Unfortunately, we only put one touchdown on the board and couldn't pull it out. So my keys to victory tonight, I'll let Zach get to his. He's got his keys for Pekin's victory tonight. So our pass defense has been lackluster all year. The Lions have allowed 40 for 56 passing from opposing quarterbacks. That's 71% completion for 715 yards and 7 touchdowns. Now, it doesn't look like Pekin throws the ball a whole lot, so that's kind of an advantage the Lions do have tonight. Zach, do you have anything to key into that?
Yeah, the quarterback for Pekin, Cody Bannett, number 10, a senior quarterback in DB. He is the number 2 rusher on the team, but passing-wise, he's only averages about 35 passing yards a game and 45% completions. Really doesn't get the ball out there to the wideouts.
And that's a good thing for Salem because, like I said, our pass defense has been lackluster all year, getting thrown on by pretty much every team that could throw the ball. So my second point here is our rush defense hasn't been great either. Pekin primarily runs the ball, but we've given up 1,455 yards and 23 touchdowns on the ground this year. And that's not good when you come in to face a team whose primary offense is running the ball.
Yeah, unfortunately for Pekin, number 22, Braden Jones, and number 10, Martin Lewin, they are both senior running backs. They are both out this week. So Pekin's down to the third-string running back against this struggling Salem defense.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate for Pekin. You got 2 seniors. One of them's your main hope of offense there, and he comes out, leads the team in touchdowns, and he's out for the season, I believe.
Yeah, I believe.
Our third point, my third key to victory for the Lions is you've got to put points on the board. We have been outscored 234-67 this year. We've only put 10 touchdowns on the board this year. And Pekin, they're kind of the same way. They've been outscored 188-43. Also haven't put a lot of points on the board. But the Lions have got to put the ball in the end zone tonight, Zach.
Yeah, to feed off of what you just said, this season Salem's averaging only 11 points a game, and Pekin's not far behind that, only averaging 7 points a game. And the majority of that's coming week 1 against West Washington.
Yeah, so the question is it bad offense or is it great defense? We'll see tonight, I guess.
Yeah, we'll see tonight. Whatever shows up is the kind of game we're going to get.
So my fourth point of victory there for the Lions is you've got to flush the losing streak, and you've got to move on from it. You cannot come into this game remembering that you've lost 5 games in a row. You have got to forget about it. You've got to come into this field tonight, and you've got to run the senior night for Pekin.
Yes. Coming to my keys to victory for Salem, we have to capitalize off opportunities. We had 2 to 3 moments we could have capitalized off, even win the game, stumbling there on the 1-yard line, that didn't help. That could have gave us the lead. And then Corden fumbled the ball a possession or 2 after that, and they could have capitalized into a scoring drive because it was on their side of the field, and we didn't get that either.
Yeah, you've got to capitalize when you've got the opportunity.
And then, of course, to follow up that, the very last play of the game, we threw that interception to Corden on the last drive.
Yep. So, also my fifth point is the Lions come into this game with a pretty good record against Pekin, 13-3 total in the matchups in the last 16 years. Pekin started the program in 2007. The Lions have only lost 3 games since then, and I think 2 of them were early on, before 2012 probably. So that's a good thing the Lions have going for them is that matchup record.
Yeah. Also for Salem, I feel like last week our defense improved a little bit, only holding Corden to 10 points, but I really want to watch and see if the offense improves this week.
Yeah, the offense has got to improve. They've been kind of slow all year, and hopefully tonight that does change. But one more thing. Actually, so we're going to take a short break here, hear the national anthem, and we will be back in just 1 second.
whose broad stride and ride on through the peril of fire. Oh, the ramparts we walked were so and the rockets red up on fire, singing through the night that I played still red.
And God bless the USA, and we are back here. So a couple things I wanted to go over real quick just before we get kickoff. We've got about 2 minutes here. I'll go over some big names to listen for tonight from either Zach and I. First name that's for Salem is going to be, obviously, I believe, going to be number 4, Logan Dent, back in the pads on the sideline tonight. Didn't have him last week. Could have been a game changer for the Lions, I believe. Unfortunate injury he suffered. But we do have him back tonight, and that's going to be a big thing. And he's the number one rusher on the Lions football team, and that's what we like to do.
Yeah, it is. He's been definitely our main ball carrier this season. It was unfortunate not having him last week, but having him back tonight, as we see him staying on the sidelines in uniform, it's a wonderful sight to see.
Absolutely. Who's going to be a big name for you to look out for tonight, Zach, from Beacon?
From the defensive side of the ball, Landon Rose, he's a senior, number 56. He's second in the team in tackles and averaging 5.5 tackles a game. Their number 1 leader in tackles would be, I have it here somewhere, but Martin.
Oh, okay.
He was their leader, but unfortunately he's out tonight. And also for Pekin, like we said, they have some significant players out tonight.
Yeah, it's tough when you come into games like this and you've got players out. It's obviously a county game. You want to win. But the coin toss is complete. Let's see if we can get word from somebody up here. I didn't see it. Did you?
I didn't see it either.
Let's see if we can get some word from somebody up here who might have won the coin toss here. But what we do know is we got a big night of football ahead of us. Beautiful Friday night, October the 4th, down here at Eastern High School for this matchup between the Eastern Musketeers and the Salem Lions.
Yeah. There's a lot on the line here for Pekin. If they win tonight, they're county champs.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's a lot on the line, Larry. When's the last time we heard Pekin win a county championship?
I do not remember.
I don't know if they ever have, to be honest with you. But it does look like the Lions are going to be kicking off here, so they will get the ball to start the second half. And we have a big night of football ahead of us down here at Eastern High School. Again, thank you all for tuning in to WSLM tonight and listening to Zach and I's broadcast as we bring you play-by-play action down here at Eastern High School. And we are set for the kickoff. Braxton Dean from Salem in to kick, and there's the kick. It's across the ground. It's going to be fielded at the 35 by number 24 for Pekin. That is going to be Christian Rescher, and the Pekin Musketeers are going to start their offensive drive on their own 34-yard line.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what they come out in. Rushing is their primary form of attack, but we'll see what happens with this coaching staff that T.J. Newton put together.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about Coach Newton there from Pekin, and tell us a little bit about his past history.
Yeah, he's 1-5 in his first season at Pekin. All time, this is his third season coaching. He's 9-18. His first 2 seasons was at Jennings County, where he was 3-7, and then 5-6.
All right, and we are lining up here for the first play. Pekin comes out, 2 wide receivers out right, 1 receiver out left, Bannett in gun. And there's the snap, toss out to number 87. That's going to be Brody Temple, and he's going to take it across the 40-yard line, and he is going to pick up about 7 yards there on that little pitch and catch from Bannett to Temple.
Yeah, that was just a simple little screen pass we had there from Bannett.
You know, we talked about Pekin not really throwing the ball much in their in our pregame show, but first play of the game, they came out and they throw it.
Yeah, I figured they were going to come out and run.
Yeah, it was about I'm mistaken, it was about an 8-yard pickup there. So Pekin back to the line here, 3 receivers out right, 1 receiver out left. Bannett in the gun, Drury in the backfield in pistol formation. And there is the snap, and quarterback out to the right, tosses it to Drury, and he is brought down quick in the backfield by number 3, Peyton Shockey for the Lions, and he's going to be knocked back to about the 40-yard line, but we do have some laundry on the field.
Yeah, that was one thing we saw last week in the Salem-Corden game, is there was penalties by both teams in that game.
Yep. So for all you who have not seen Pekin play this year, they put the center at the end of the right side of the line, put all of the linemen on the left side of the center, which is a different formation for any teams in this area. But unfortunately, they didn't get them there, and they did get an illegal shift or an illegal formation penalty on Pekin there. So that's going to bring up 3rd and 4 for the Musketeers with 11:15 to go here. Score 0-0, and Pekin is coming back to the line.
I'm surprised Salem decided to decline on that on 2nd down.
So Pekin back to the line here. Bennett in pistol. Bennett in gun. 3 receivers out left, 1 receiver out right. There's the snap, and Bannett looks to throw, throws it across the left side to number 3, and it's caught about the 45-yard line, and he is going to be brought down at the 48-yard line, I believe, and that's going to be enough for a Musketeers first down.
Salem has to come out and stop those first downs. We gave up a first down on the first drive.
Yeah, and I'm sorry to the family of this player for botching this name. That's going to be number 3, Caleb Bonjabalt. And Pekin's already back to the line, normal formation here. Bannett in pistol, Drury behind him, 3 receivers out right, 1 receiver out left. And there's the snap and the handoff to Drury up the middle. He tries to bounce it out, gets caught in the backfield, and is going to be stopped for a loss of about 3 yards and brought down at the 45-yard line.
That was textbook defense there by the Salem Lions, defensive line especially, and then the linebackers to come in and finish them off.
Yeah, you can tell that Drury did not look comfortable in that position yet. He kind of took the handoff and didn't really know where to go.
You know, Brandon, I'm kind of surprised seeing this tempo out of Pekin.
Yeah, they were back to the line quick there, and they're already back to the line here. Pekin's running a no-huddle style offense here. So they're back to the line. Bannett in the pistol formation with, that's going to be number 24, Christian Rescher behind him. 3 receivers out left, 1 receiver out right. There's a snap. Bannett tosses out to number 12 on a little screen pass, and he is caught at the line of scrimmage by Adam Mull. Number 12 is going to be Cordell Hurst, and Adam Mull is going to stop him for a very short gain of about 1 yard there.
That was another just pitch and catch screen pass there on the no tempo. The Pekin appears to seem to want to throw the screen passes this week.
Yeah, it does. They're looking to throw the ball a little bit more than normal here. So Pekin faces a 3rd and 12 here. 9:30 to go in this first quarter, 0-0.
You got to appreciate the game plan Pekin brought, getting the ball out. There's 3 pass attempts to 3 different receivers.
Yeah, absolutely. Pekin looking to spread the love tonight. So they come back to the line, overloaded the formation to the left with 3 receivers out right, 1 receiver out left. And Bannett's in gun, drops back to snap, and there's a flag, and I believe it's on Salem.
We're waiting for the call from the official.
That's going to be a unfortunate penalty for the Musketeers. The Musketeers is on them. Yep, it's going to be an offsides on Salem, so that's going to bring the 3rd and 12 to a 3rd and 7, and that's a big penalty against the Lions there.
Yeah, Salem, it's been the history of this season for us is penalties. Yep. We've got to clean up the penalties, both sides of the ball does.
Absolutely. So it looks like Pekin's making their way back to the line here, waiting for the call from the sideline. Here comes the call. Everybody's shifting around here. So they're going to overload the offensive line, normal offensive line here. Bannett in the pistol with 3 receivers out left, 1 receiver out right, and there is the snap, and Bannett's rolling out right, fakes the pitch to his running back around the backfield, and is going to run ahead by himself with the ball for a gain of about 4 yards, and that's going to bring up a 4th and very manageable 2 yards for the Musketeers.
That was just a little speed option there to the right. You know a little bit about running the speed option. We did that a lot back in the R.J. Hartsfield days.
Yeah, those were the good days.
Pekin is getting the call from the sidelines. 8 minutes, 30 seconds left in the first quarter.
8:25 now here to go in this first quarter. Pekin comes back to the line. 4th and 3 for the Musketeers. Bennett in pistol formation. Rusher behind him. 3 receivers out right, 1 receiver out left. There's the snap, and he hands off to Rusher up the middle, who is going to bully his way ahead, and he's going to be right at the stick, and this is going to be close, Zach.
Yeah, that is a very close call. Both teams are pleading their side to the officials on this one.
He needed the 42. They marked him at the 42, and this is going to be close.
I think he's got it.
This kind of situation always comes down to the spot from the ref here, and they're not real sure what to do here, and I think we're going to get a measurement here.
That's 2 weeks in a row we've got a measurement.
Yeah, and that was a really hard run there up the middle from, I believe that was number 32, Garrett Drury there, and that was a great hard run from him. So here comes the change, and this is going to be close.
It's going to be the nose of the football if he has it.
Yes, absolutely. And if he doesn't, it's going to be the nose of the football.
Yeah. An index card will separate either way.
I think he's going to be short. No, he got it. Well, yep, he got it, and you're right, it was the nose of the football.
That was an index card there to separate that one.
Yep, so that's going to be a first down for the Musketeers here, and that's going to restart their drive at the Lions' 42-yard line. 8:10 to go here in the first quarter. Pekin already back to the line here. 3 receivers out right, 1 receiver out left. Bannett in pistol formation with Jury lined up behind him. And here is the snap, and Bannett looks back to throw, throws it across the middle to number 12, and that's going to be caught at the 15-yard line and brought down. That's at the 10-yard line. That's going to be number 12, Cordell Hurst, on a big pitch and catch for the Musketeers.
That was just a seam right up the middle there. That was a beautiful pitch and catch. He got past the defender.
Yep, he, right there we saw Cody Bannett throw a nice deep ball there to number 12, Hurst, and that's going to be Pekin's moving the ball, and they're already down to the 11-yard line here.
Our red zone defense has not been very good this season. We need to see if we can step up.
So Pekin back to the line, 3 receivers out left, 1 receiver out right, Bannett in pistol, Drury lined up behind him, and there's the snap. Bannett tosses it out to Drury to the left, who makes a big hit on a Lions defender, breaks through the tackle, and is finally pushed out of bounds at the 7-yard line. So that's going to bring up second and about, what is that, Zach? Second and 6.
Yeah, that's 4-yard gain.
Yep, so second and 6 there for the Musketeers on the Lions' 7-yard line. Can get a first down without scoring here, but I think Pekin's looking to score as fast as they can.
They got the tempo, and they've done their homework on the Salem defense.
So Pekin back to the line in a very odd formation here. Bannett in gun, 3 receivers out right, 1 receiver out left. There's the snap. Bannett, quick pass to number 87 around the left side, who is met at the line of scrimmage and I believe brought down for a gain of 0 there. Number 87, that's going to be Brody Temple again. He is a junior tight end, and we've seen him get some action already, but unfortunately right there it's going to get no yards for the Musketeers.
Yeah, back to what I was saying, Pekin's done their homework on Salem, and they see that the pass defense is subpar for the Salem Lions.
Yeah, and they are correct. So Musketeers back to the line here, 3rd and 6 on their Lions' 7-yard line. 7 minutes to go here, looking for the first points of the game. Bannett in pistol, 3 receivers out right, 1 receiver out left. Snap, and Bannett looks to throw, throws a slant right across the middle, and it is broke up in the end zone by number 12, Ethan Campbell. Tended receiver there was number 12, Cordell Hurst, and that was a pretty good slant pass there from Bannett there. Unfortunately, just the Lions defender made a great play on it.
Yeah, that was a beautiful route ran by the receiver, but Ethan Campbell was right there to knock it down in the end zone.
Yep, and it looks like we're going to see something we haven't seen very much this year, and we're going to see Pekin come in for a field goal here. 4th and 6 here on their own 7-yard line.
We have not seen very many field goals.
I think we've seen one field goal this year, and it was from Corden.
Yeah, it was last week. Yep, in the rain.
And we're going to have a timeout there by Pekin, which is going to bring us to our first commercial break. And we will be right back with the action down here from Eastern High School.
At Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, we're good at insurance, but not just any insurance. We're good at...
No.
Did you forget the parking brake? Yes, you forgot the parking brake. Insurance. When the forecast calls for cheese ball size hail insurance. Even shouldn't have parked under that tree. Insurance. Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood.
Call your Washington County Farm Bureau agent, Jason Petmeyer, at 812-620-8923.
And we are back down here at Eastern High School. And if you're just now tuning in, Eastern got the opening kickoff of the game, have taken a 5-minute and 9-second drive, and currently are faced a 4th and 6 on the Lions' 7-yard line. And they had their field goal unit on the field before the timeout from Eastern. That's going to be their first timeout of the game. But it looks like Eastern's making their way back to the field here. It looks like they're going to go for it. They threw the kicking block off the field here, and they're lined up to go for this 4th down.
Yeah, they called that timeout, and they saw something they wanted to pick apart on the Salem defense.
Yep, so Pekin's going to come back to the line here with Bannett in pistol formation. Drury behind him, 3 receivers out right, 1 receiver. Bannett's going to roll out to his right, fake the pitch to Drury. He's got a receiver in the end zone, and he's going to throw it onto the lane 2 of the track. So that is going to bring a turnover on downs for Pekin. The intended receiver was number 12, Cordell Hurst. Unfortunately, he could not get open, and Bannett just threw it away to not throw an interception and threw it away onto the second lane of the track. So we will see the Lions offense come out for their first drive of the night, and unfortunately for the Lions, that has been our weak spot on this year.
It has been. One thing I'd like to say is the key point is explosive plays, and we were getting that there till the end on the Pekin offense.
So Lions up to the line, Mole in gun, Dent on his left, and there's a snap. Fake handoff to Dent. Mole's going to take it around the left side. He's got an opening, breaks through a gap, and he is off and running back across the 30-yard line, still running on his feet, and brought down at the 43-yard line, and that is going to be a huge 36-yard carry there for number 1, Adam Mole.
Yeah, that's just getting what I was talking about, is explosive plays is going to lead to momentum, which is going to bring the energy we've lacked, and explosive plays have been few and far between, and we saw it right there.
So Lions quickly to the line here. Mole under center, Dent and Deaton in the backfield. 1 receiver out left, 1 receiver out right. So here is the 1st and 10 snap for the Lions. He's going to hand off to Deaton up the middle, who's going to have a little bit of hole and get hit by a Mack truck at the 48-yard line, and that's going to be a gain of about 5 yards there for number 6, Noah Deaton.
I'm liking what I'm seeing from the Salem offense. It's just hard-nosed football up the middle.
Yeah, this is the best energy we've seen Salem bring into a game this year, and they're already making their way back to the line for the 2nd and 5 here.
Tempo has been a big part of this game.
2nd and 5 on the 48-yard line here. Lions have the ball. Mole in gun, Dent on his left. There's a snap, handoff to Dent up the middle. He has nowhere to run and is met and brought down at the 48-yard line for a gain of 0. And that was a wonderful defensive play there for the Musketeers.
Yeah, film was studied there by the Pekin defense as they were right there on the line to stop Dent.
So the Lions now face a 3rd and 5 on their own 48-yard line here. 5:19 to go in the first quarter. Score is 0-0. Mole in gun, Dent on his left, 1 receiver out left. And there is the snap, and fake handoff to Dent, hands it around to Deaton on the left side, who's got some blockers in front of him, but unfortunately he's wrapped up by Brody Temple over there on the edge. He is going to gain about 2 yards, and that's going to bring up a 4th and 3 for the Lions at the 50-yard line.
As it looks like the punt team's coming in from Salem. You know, Brandon, 3rd down has been a tough spot for Salem this year. It doesn't matter if it's 3rd and long, 3rd and short. It's been tough for Salem to convert.
Yep, so we've got Braxton Dean in for the punt here, and I wouldn't be surprised, Zach, if this was a fake. We haven't seen one this year.
County rivalry.
4th and 3 here. There's the snap, and that's going to be an offsides on number 87, Brody Temple, and that's going to give the Lions a 1st down.
He jumped jumped the gun. He tried to time the snap, but he just jumped the gun a little too fast.
Yeah, he was excited to block that punt, but unfortunately instead cost his team a drive and gave the Lions a first down.
That's really, I'm liking to see if this will create some more momentum for the Salem offense.
Yeah, and that's what we talked about, capitalize on opportunities, fumbles, turnovers, stuff like that. Right there, you get given a first down, you got to capitalize.
Yeah, 4th and 4, and we get 5 for the first down off that flag.
Yep, so now the Lions have the ball in Musketeer territory, and they come back to the line here. Mull under center, Deaton in the backfield, one receiver outright, and Dent in motion. There's a snap toss outright to Dent, who's on his horse, and he's got a couple blockers, but he is met in the backfield, and he is going to be dropped for a loss of about 3 yards, and that is a very unfortunate play there for the Lions. And again, another great defensive play from number 87, Brody Temple.
They can't get Dent going. His first rush was 0 yards, and that one just lost 3.
Yep. So actually, they're going to mark him at the loss of 4 yards there. So this is going to bring up a 2nd and 14 for the Lions on the Musketeer 49-yard line. 3:40 here to go in the first quarter. Score still 0-0. Mull comes out under center. Deaton and Dent in the backfield. There's the snap. Mull fakes the handoff, looks to pass. He's got Seth Fonsford down the field. Hits Braxton Dean across the middle instead at the 35, and he is off and running with just a couple guys to beat, and he's going to be across the 20-yard line and pushed out of bounds at the Musketeer 18-yard line after a pickup of 31 yards there for the Lions.
Man, the ball has been put in the air by both teams tonight. This is the most passing from both sides.
Yeah, and the Lions already back to the line here. Mull under center, Deaton and Dent in the backfield. There's a snap toss out right to Dent, who's got some blockers, has a little bit of a hole, and he's around the right side across the 15, the 10, the 5, and diving towards the goal line, and he is going to be, what's the call here, Zach?
They're talking about it.
I'm pretty sure he's in the end zone.
He knocked the pylon down.
Are they giving him the touchdown? Okay, so we did get the touchdown signal there for the Lions, and that is Logan Dent around the right side.
Bang, 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 bang! Vamonos, vamonos! Bang, bang, bang! Vamonos, vamonos!
Nice 18-yard carry there for number 4, Logan Dent, around the right side, and boy, is it good to have him back.
That was some fireworks put on by the Salem offense.
Lions here for the 2-point conversion. Mull under center. There's the snap and the fake handoff to Dent, and Mull's going to keep it himself around the left side. He's got an opening. He is in, and the Salem Lions are going to take an 8-0 lead here with 3:17 to go in the first quarter. That was a good offensive drive there for the Lions, handed to them by a Pekin penalty. They brought their punt team out. They were going to punt, but instead, because of the offsides on the punt, the Lions are able to score 3 plays later and put the first points on the board.
Yeah, that was a huge penalty by Pekin that would have resulted in the punt, which ultimately ended up in the touchdown.
Yep, so we'll take we're not going to take a short commercial break because the Lions are already ready to kick the ball off. So the Lions kickoff team here is out ready to kick the ball off. That's going to be number 8, Braxton Dean, to kick. And the Musketeers are sending out their kick return team. Deep, you're going to have number 32, that's Garrett Drury, number 10, Cody Bannett, the quarterback, and number 3, Caleb Bonjabal. And Pekin is getting out here ready for the kickoff, and the Lions kickoff team is ready, and they're waiting on the signal here. Number 8, Braxton Dean, in to kick. Waiting on the ref signal. There he goes, finally. And here is the kick from Dean across the ground again. Picked up at the 30-yard line. Tossed back to number 32, Garrett Drury, who doesn't really have anywhere to go, but does get it across the 35 and brought down, I think, right at the 35, actually. So he is going to be brought down right at the 35-yard line, and Pekin will start their second offensive drive on their own 35-yard line.
Brandon, one thing I talked about was energy, and we're getting that from both sides of the ball tonight.
Yep. We kind of saw an odd play there. The kickoff was fielded by number 87 and tossed back to number 32 as a lateral. You can tell they practiced that. Peeking back to the line, Bennett in pistol formation. Drury lined up behind him. One receiver out left, three receivers out right. And there's the snap, handoff to Drury up the middle. And he's got an opening around the right side. Is met by a Lion at the line of scrimmage, but does push him forward and is finally brought down at the 39-yard line. So that's going to be a pickup of about 4 yards there for number 32, Garrett Drury.
Yeah, that was a shot taken there, delivered by Lenny Wynn for the Salem Lions.
Yep, we call Lenny Wynn's name a lot here in this broadcast. He is everywhere on the field. So the Pekin quarterback looks kind of confused here on the play call. They have overloaded the right side of the line, center on the hash, the entire other part of the line on the right side of him.
Play clock down to 3.
Play clock down to 3, and Pekin's going to take a timeout here, and that's going to be their second timeout of the first half already. So as we take this commercial break, the Lions lead 8-0 with 2:27 to go in the first quarter.
After a joint surgery, injury, or illness, Meadowview and Salem Crossing are the best choices for helping you recover. Our Moving Forward Rehabilitation Program offers a full range of therapies. We're here to help you return home safely with the skills you need to live life on your own terms. Meadowview and Salem Crossing, two great options for your rehabilitation. To learn more, visit asccare.com or call 888-996-8272.
And we are back over here at Eastern High School as the Eastern Musketeers face a 2nd and 6 here on their own 39-yard line. And the Lions defense has looked good so far tonight. Have not given up any points yet. We shall see what happens here.
2:27 left in the first quarter.
Yep, Pekin comes back to the line. Number 10, Bandit in gun formation. There's the snap. Toss, little touch pass to number 32, Garrett Drury, who's around the right side, across the 30, 45, across the 50, across the 40, across the 35, and brought down out of bounds at about the, let's see where they're going to mark it here. It's going to be about, I think, about the 27-yard line, 28-yard line, and that's going to be a big 33-yard pickup there for number 32, Garrett Drury, on the quick little touch pass.
They really discussed what they were going to do in that timeout. They saw something, and they knew what to call.
Yeah, that's a great play there out of the break here. So Musketeers already back to the line. Bannett in pistol. Number 24, Rescher, lined up behind him. 3 receivers out left, 1 receiver out right. And there's the snap. And quick pass out to number 15, who breaks the tackle, is running across the 25 to 20, and is brought down at the 18-yard line. And that's going to be another 9-yard pickup there for the Musketeers on just a little quick pass.
Here in this first quarter, we've seen the ball thrown more by both teams than we have all season.
No, actually, they're going to mark that at the 17, and that's going to be a first down for the Musketeers there. So that's going to be a 10-yard pickup there. Musketeers already back to the line here. Bannett in pistol. Rescher lined up behind him. 3 receivers out right, 1 receiver out left. We do have a size matchup on the left. Let's see if they utilize that. And that's going to be a false start on Pekin. False start's going to come from number 12, Cordell Hurst, and that's going to bring up a 1st and 15 at the 22-yard line. I'll tell you what, Zach, we've got a massive size matchup difference over here. Number 87, the tight end, Brody Temple, he is, from what looks like, a very tall athlete over here, and he is lined up against number 14, Lenny Wynn of the Lions, who's only 5'8". Do you think they'll utilize that here?
You've got to look out there and see that matchup. The only thing is if Salem can roll a safety behind it and maybe get some a safety net behind it.
Now they've shifted the formation, so Temple's going to be on the other side, lined up with number 3, Peyton Shockey, who's a little bit taller, I believe. So Bannett back to the pistol formation here. There's the snap, and looks left, and he does utilize that matchup into the back corner of the end zone, and it's going to be broke up in the back corner of the end zone by number 3, Peyton Shockey for the Lions, and we called it. Brody Temple into the back corner of the end zone against a smaller matchup, and Shockey made a great play to break that up.
Yeah, that was good defense by Shockey. It was very close to being a pass interference call. Pekin was pleading to the rest on that one. Needless to say, it was good defense in the back of the end zone.
Yeah, I think if they would have ran a little corner route there into the back pylon, I think we might have had a better chance there. But it was a great play design, and we called it. We saw it happening. So peeking back to the line, Bannett in pistol there. There's the snap and toss out left to Rescher, who's around the left side, has no blocking, does make his own yards there, and pushes the Lions defense forward for about a 2-yard gain up to the 21-yard line.
Yeah, he was met by a whole pride of Lions there. There was, 4 or 5 in there?
Yeah, there was a group of Lions there. And again, Lions defense is playing good tonight.
They've really stepped up the last 2 weeks. I'd like to see them continue this throughout.
Yep, so it's going to be a 3rd and 14 for the Musketeers here on the 21-yard line. Line to gain is the 7th. And the Musketeers are back to the line here. Bannett in gun, Rescher behind him in pistol formation, I guess I should say. There's the snap. Bannett looks left and doesn't have an opening receiver and slips, breaks the tackle, still fighting for yards, and slips finally down at the 16-yard line. And that's going to be a gain of about 5 yards there for number 10, Cody Bannett, using his legs. We've only seen him do that one other time tonight. And that's going to bring up a 4th and 9 for Pekin, and it looks like they're bringing in their field goal unit.
You know, Brandon, Cody Bannett, he really made something out of nothing there on that play.
Yeah, he didn't have any open receivers or anything like that, and he fought for what he could to make this field goal a little bit shorter.
Number 10, Bannett also appears to be the place kicker for the Pekin Musketeers.
Yep, so number 10, Bannett in for the kick, and the kick is up, and it is going to be no good. And he is going to miss that wide right. It was about a 32-yard field goal there for the Musketeers. So that's going to bring up 1st and 10 for the Lions at the, let's see where they're going to mark that. They should mark this about the 22, but we'll see if they do that.
22.3 seconds in the first quarter here. Salem is up 8-0 on the Pekin Musketeers.
Yep, we'll see one more play here before the end of the first quarter. So the Lions are going to take over 1st and 10 on their own 20-yard line. We saw the Lions drive, saw the Lions' first drive, stall out, did get a penalty, gave them a first down, and eventually scored a touchdown. But we'll see what happens here. So Mole back to the line here. Gun formation, Dent on his left, 2 receivers out left, and there's the snap and the fake handoff to Dent. Mole rolls out to his left looking to throw. Got a receiver down the field, he thinks. He launches it deep, and it's broke up by number 10, Cody Bannett, and that's just a great defensive play there from the Musketeers. The intended receiver was what's that number there, Zach?
That is number 8.
So number 8, Braxton Dean, was the intended receiver down about 40 yards down the field. There is a flag on the play. I'm not sure where it's at.
That's going to...
Guessing ineligible receiver downfield probably with the way everybody's moving.
He was way down the field.
I don't know what that was.
We were trying to decipher what the...
So we have a new play call, a penalty call over here. It's going to be he was standing like a penguin, and that's going to be a no-yard penalty. I'm assuming they just probably waved the flag off, which is a possibility here.
Yeah, they're turning it to 2nd down.
So it's going to be 2nd and 10 here for the Lions. Not sure what happened there, but it's going to be 2nd and 10 on the 20-yard line. Mole in gun, and he drops back to throw, has number 7, Karis Moore, and it falls into the hands of a Musketeer, and it is caught at the 15-yard line by the 25-yard line by the wrong team. It went through the hands of number 7, Karis Moore, and lands in the hand of a Musketeer, and it's going to be 1st and 10 Musketeers on the line 25.
Turnovers has been killing us. That puts Pekin deep in their own territory here.
So the Musketeers are going to have a 1st and 10 on the Lions' 25-yard line, and that's going to be a big turnover for the Lions. And we spoke that there was going to be one play before the end of the first quarter. Now we're on to play 3, and a different team has the ball with 9.4 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. That's a flag, a personal foul on the Musketeers, so that's going to move them back 15 yards. So that's going to put them at the 40-yard line. However, they do have the ball in Lions territory. 1st and 10 on the 40. Okay, so that was a 14-yard penalty. So it's going to be 1st and 10 on the 39 for the Musketeers. I'm not really sure if these refs know how to count.
I don't know what's going on out there.
They had the ball marked at the 25, gave the Musketeers a 15-yard penalty, only counted off 14 yards. So it's going to be, we'll reset here. How about that, Zach?
That sounds good to me.
So Musketeers come to line here, 1st and 10 on the Lions' 39-yard line for the first play of their drive. Lions currently lead 8-0 with 9.4 seconds to go. We're still at a stoppage in the game. We're not sure what's going on here.
The officials are talking to the Salem defense.
Yep. The officials have the play stopped. The current action stopped. All right, here we go. Bennett in pistol formation. Resher lined up behind him. 3 receivers out left, 1 receiver out right. And here comes the snap for the Musketeers and a handoff to Resher up the middle, who gets tripped up by a lineman and is stopped at the 41-yard line for a loss of 2 yards, and he is a little bit slow to get up there.
Yeah, he was met immediately at the line of scrimmage. As we come to the end of the first quarter here, I think we are going to take a commercial timeout.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sprained ankle, swollen joints, and no time for an appointment? Schneck Medical Center has you covered. Visit our orthopedic walk-in clinic for expert care. Our specialists provide fast attention to a number of bone and joint problems. No appointment necessary. Available Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 11:30 a.m. For more information, visit schneckmed.org. Schneck, healthy together.
And we are back here getting ready to start this second quarter here, and we talked about the Lions needing to hold on to the ball, not turn it over. It's what they've done this year. And unfortunately, on their second drive, they throw an interception. It did go straight through the hands of a receiver and land into number 10, Cody Bannett's hands from Pekin. But unfortunately, it's another turnover for the Lions.
Yeah, that's been the story of this season. Luckily, we haven't seen too many penalties on the Salem side of the ball, but turnovers have been killing us, and it continues to happen.
Yeah, we did clean up the penalties a little bit, looks like, so far, but unfortunately, the turnovers have not changed. So the Musketeers look to come back to the line here after a negative 2-yard run from number 24, Christian Resher. The Musketeers back to the line here. Bannett in pistol formation. 3 receivers out left, 1 receiver out right. We've seen Pekin throw the ball a little bit more tonight than we figured they would. So here comes the snap, and there's the snap. And Bannett drops back. He has a receiver out wide left. That's going to be number 3, who catches it up the 42-yard line and runs across the 30 and is going to be stopped at the 31, and he's going to be close to another first down. Nice little what was that? About a 12-yard pitch and catch there for the Musketeers. And that's going to bring up 3rd and about 3 inches here for the Musketeers.
Yeah, it's 3rd and an index card.
Yeah, it's not far here at all for the Musketeers, so they quickly come back to the line. Bannett in pistol, number 32, Drury behind him, 3 receivers out right, 1 receiver out left. And here is the snap and the handoff to Drury up the middle, and it's a fumbled snap, or it's a fumbled handoff, but did look like number 10, Cody Bannett, was able to jump back on it, and that's going to be a loss of about 4 or 5 yards for Pekin, and it's going to bring up 4th and 5.
You know, Pekin's staying in this game. They're just having a few mental errors that's keeping them out of it.
Yeah,
really.
Absolutely. Yep. So Pekin, go ahead, Zach.
Pekin's getting a play call from the coach right now.
Yep, it's going to be 4th and 5 for the Musketeers. Ball on the Lions' 34-yard line. 11 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Score is currently the Lions lead 8-0. Bannett in gun, back by himself, 3 receivers out right, 1 receiver out left, and there's the snap. Bannett, a little touch pass to Drury, and he's around the right side, tries to make some cuts, has nowhere to go, and is wrapped up and brought down. That's going to be a turnover on downs after about a 2-yard negative loss there on the pass play, and there's a flag that comes out of the ref flying, and this could be a big mistake for the Lions here.
They are having a talk with the Salem defense right now.
Yeah, it's going to be number 8, Braxton Dean, the refs are talking to. I don't think he was in trouble. I think they were just kind of letting him know what was going on here.
The officials talk about it.
Not sure who this was on, but that could be a big mistake for the Lions. It's going to be a dead ball foul, unsportsmanlike conduct on the Lions. So it's going to be after the turnover. They will hold possession of the ball, but instead of getting it at their own 39, they're going to get, or at their own 36, they're going to get it about the 20-yard line there. That's where they're going to give it. So After the negative 2-yard pass play for the Musketeers on 4th and 5, the Lions are going to take over possession 1st and 10 on their own 20-yard line.
Well, we just talked about it. Penalties have been killing Salem, and then we turn around and go do one.
Yeah, that was just a terrible mistake from the Lions. You've got to hold your head there, but let's flush it and move on here.
Football's a mental game, and especially in a county rivalry.
Yep. So there's the snap and the handoff to Dent up the middle, and he is met at the line of scrimmage with really nowhere to go. He is going to gain about 2 yards down to the 22-yard line, so that's going to bring up 2nd and 8 for the Lions. So 2nd and 8, the Lions will now face on their own 22-yard line. And here comes the play in from the sideline. That was another great defensive play there from the Musketeers.
You know, this has been a pretty defensive game for both sides.
Absolutely. 2nd and 8 for the Lions here. Mole under center, Deaton and Dent in the backfield, one receiver on both sides. There's the snap and the fake handoff to Dent up the middle. Mole's going to take it himself and be met after a gain of about 1 yard. So that's going to bring up a 3rd and 7 for the Lions. And I think they're going to give him a yard. They're going to give him 2. They're going to give him 2 yards. So it's going to be 3rd and 6 for the Lions on their own 24-yard line here. This is a big 3rd down for the Lions.
You know, like we talked about last week at Corden, 3rd and long, that's Salem's behind them where they need to be.
Absolutely. We'll see what the Coach Gleason draws up here. Mole back to the line, under center, Deaton and Dent in the backfield, one receiver out right. There's a snap. Mole drops back to throw, swings it out right to number 8, Braxton Dean. Pass was a little high at the 30-yard line and falls incomplete. Going to bring up 4th and 6 for the Lions.
Looks like the punting team is running on for the Salem Lions right now.
9:39 to go here in the second quarter. Lions lead 8-0, facing a 4th and 6 from their own 24-yard line. And number 8, Braxton Dean in to punt with number 10, Cody Bannett, and number 32, Garrett Jury, back deep to receive for Pekin.
You know, Brandon, I can't blame them for punting.
Yep, there's the snap and the punt, and it's a high punt. It's going to go to about the 50-yard line, bounce, and take a Pekin bounce and be downed at the 46-yard line on the Lions into the field. So Pekin's going to start out here with only 46 yards to go until the end zone on the Lions' 46-yard line, and it's going to bring up 1st and 10 for Pekin, and that took an unfortunate backwards bounce for Salem there.
You know, Brandon, listen to the game. It sounds like there's a bunch of huge offensive plays, but the defense, after a big play, it turns into a defensive game.
Yep, so, okay, the refs are just going wrong down there now. But yeah, we've seen some big offensive plays, but we've also seen some big defensive plays. So Musketeers back to the line here. 3 receivers out right, 1 receiver out left. Bannett in pistol with Rescher lined up behind him. And there is the snap and the swing out right to number 15, and it falls through his hands. That intended receiver was number 15, Caden Jones, and it just kind of went through his hands.
You know, if he would have caught that, he could have gained some ground on that, as it was kind of a little swing across the middle about, I'd say about 10 yards down the field.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
Just right out of his hands.
Yeah, it was a pretty nice pass there from number 10 Bannett to Jones, but unfortunately, I think the pass came out a little quicker than Jones anticipated it to. So it's going to bring up 2nd 10 at the Lions 46 for the Musketeers here. 9:27 to go, 8-0 the Lions lead. Bennett in pistol with Rescher line behind him. There's a snap handoff to Rescher up the middle, who cuts it out to the right and makes it around the right side and is tripped up by number 3, Peyton Shockey. He is going to gain about 2 yards, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 8 for the Musketeers on the Lions' 44-yard line.
You know, his shin's got to be sore after that shot he took from Peyton Shockey.
Yeah, that was a great low tackle there from Peyton. Just kind of dropped his shoulder and hit him in the ankles. That running back actually was going to be, that is number 24 Rescher. I did have that right. It looks like a 3 there for a second. So the Musketeers back to line, 3 receivers out right, 1 receiver out left, with Bannett in the pistol formation. Rescher lined up behind him. And there's the snap, and he looks to throw a slant left to Brody Temple, who catches it at the 35 and is brought down finally after he crosses the 25-yard line. And that's going to be down. That's going to be a 22-yard pitch and catch there for the Musketeers. Bannett to Temple, and that is a big play on 3rd down for the Musketeers.
you can tell these Pekin receivers and quarterbacks, they've been out there working on their pass routes. Their timing, they're getting it down.
Their timing is perfect there, and that's a big thing when you're going to start throwing the ball. We haven't seen him throw the ball a lot tonight, but Bannett's getting his arm some work tonight. So the Musketeers already back to the line, 3 receivers out right, 1 receiver out left. Bannett in pistol with number 24 rusher behind him. And we got 8:17 to go here in the second quarter, and something's not right. And Pekin's there's a flag on the play, and it's going to be, nope, the timeout came out first. So it's going to be a timeout for Pekin, and that is going to be their third and final timeout of the half as the play clock was winding down. Let's see what happens here. Yep, so timeout for Pekin is what they're going to give him, and we will take a short commercial break.
Planning to buy some land or build a new home or maybe put up a fence? Do you know your property line? Are you in a floodplain? When it comes to surveying your property, call someone you can trust with years of experience. That's McAllister Land Consulting. Call 812-274-0860. Providing fast, friendly service at reasonable rates. McAllister Land Consulting can provide a wide range of services, including residential and commercial certified land surveys, flood elevation certificates, and land usage consulting. Get to know your property. Call McAllister Land Consulting for a free quote today at 812-274-0860.
And we are back down here at Eastern High School where the Musketeers are looking to continue their drive. With 8:13 to go here in the second quarter, it's going to be 8-0 here for the Lions. The Pekin has a 1st and 10 on the Lions' 21-yard line. And they're back to the line, 3 receivers out right, 1 receiver out left. There's a snap to Bannett. He drops back, has Brody Temple in the end zone, and is going to toss it down there to him, and it's going to be dropped in the end zone. Play's going to be broken up by number 23 for the Lions, and that's going to be DJ Ward for the Lions. That was a great defensive play by him to get his hand in there, break it up a little bit. And so that's going to bring up a 2nd and 10 from the 21-yard line.
You know, the secondary from Salem, in big plays, they're stepping up.
Yeah, they're staying with these receivers, not really leaving them open on anything deep down the field.
Especially on these mismatchups.
Yep. So we got Musketeers back to the line, 3 receivers out right, 1 receiver out to the right, 1 receiver out right, 3 receivers out left. There's a snap band to the right, pitches it to Drury around the right side. He's going to cross the 20, meet a Lion and push him backwards, and he's going to cross the 20-yard line and be brought down at the 17-yard line of the Lions. That's going to be a 4-yard pickup there for the Musketeers and number 32, Garrett Drury.
Yeah, you got to give it to Garrett Drury there. He was running with authority as he hit 2 or 3 Salem players at once.
Yeah, these Pekin kids are not afraid to hit somebody, and that's a good look to have as a football team. So the Musketeers here are coming back to the line. Their offensive line setup is kind of confusing. We'll talk about that whenever we get a break here. So the Musketeers back to the line, 3 receivers out left, 1 receiver out right, and in pistol formation with Drury lined up behind him. And there's the snap and roll out right and pitch to Drury, and he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and dropped at the 17-yard line for a gain of 0. And that's going to bring up a 4th and 6 for Pekin.
Yeah, the storyline for the Pekin offense has been the speed option and the passes down the field.
Yeah, to be honest with you, Zach, I don't even know if you can call it the speed option. He's not really reading anybody. He just kind of takes a few steps right, just immediately pitches it.
It's almost like when he gets around the corner, he just pitches it.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a speed option. He's not running it correctly. Hopefully that gets fixed for them. So Musketeers back to the line, 4th and 6 on the 17-yard line. 3 receivers out left, 1 receiver out right. Bannett in pistol. There's the snap, and he swings it out left to number 12, and it goes through his hands, bounces off his face mask, and falls harmlessly to the ground. So that's going to be another turnover on downs for Pekin on 4th down, and that's going to give the Lions the ball 1st and 10 on their own 17-yard line.
It's the story of the game for both teams, driving down the field, getting to the red zone, or inside the 30 for that matter, not the red zone, the 30, and stalling out.
Yep. So Lions break the huddle and come to the line here, 1st and 10 on their own 17-yard line. Mole's going to be in gun with Dent on his left. Braxton Dean spread out wide to the right. And there's the snap, high snap. Takes the handoff to Dent. He's got a receiver down the field, and he's going to toss it down. He's going to underthrow him, and it's going to fall to the ground. Braxton Dean tried to come back for it. Unfortunately, Mole underthrew him. There's going to be a flag on the play, and it's going to be roughing the passer. So that is going to be a 15-yard penalty and a 1st down for the Lions. But Braxton had his man beat. Mole just couldn't throw it that far.
Yeah, that's another penalty by Pekin that's just really hurt them. That's their 5th penalty this game.
Yep, so that's going to be a 15-yard penalty there on the Musketeers, and that's going to give the Lions a massive start here on first. That's going to automatically give them first down and move the ball to the 32-yard line. So we're going to bring up 1st and 10 on the 32-yard line on their own 32-yard line for the Lions. Mole under center, Deaton in the backfield, receivers on both sides. There's Snap Mole with the QB sneak, and he has nowhere to go and is met. And Mole's hitting somebody in the face out there. So it's going to be a gain of none for Mole, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 10.
That was a quick tempo snap, and the officials are talking to Mole right now.
Yeah, he as he was going down, I don't know if you saw it, Zach. I'll say it on the radio. He kind of just like almost punched the kid in the face mask as he was bringing him down, so he's lucky he didn't get flagged. So 2nd and 10 on the 32-yard line, Mole under center. Karras Moore in motion, snap, toss out right to Dent, and he's going to cut back around the left. He breaks the tackle, breaks another tackle. He's across the 40, across the 45, across the 50, and ran out of bounds at the 50-yard line. That's going to be a huge 18-yard pickup, 19-yard pickup across the 50 to the 49-yard line there, and huge 19-yard pickup there for number 4, Logan Dent.
You know, Brandon, that's one thing I really noticed on that run that I was impressed with by Logan Dent was the way he switched the hand in the proper, or switched the ball to the proper side of the body.
Yep, absolutely. So Mole back to the line here, under center, receivers on both sides, Deaton and Dent in the backfield. Mole with the snap, and hands off to Deaton up the middle. He's wrapped up in the backfield, breaks that tackle, and is going to be brought down. There is a flag on the play, and I don't know if they're getting Pekin for a face mask. The only thing I can think of, it is going to be a face mask. I did not see it. I saw him grab high up on the jersey, but it's going to be another penalty. I think that'll probably be a 5-yard face mask there. So it's going to bring up 1st and 5 for the Lions on their own 40, or on the Musketeer side of the field on the 44-yard line. Lions
they're giving them a full.
It's an automatic first. Oh, it's an automatic first down.
Oh,
so
okay.
it's 5 yards, automatic first down. No, it's going to be okay. That's what I thought. It's going to be 1st and 5. They started moving the chains. They weren't supposed to do that. right, and we are back here. We had some technical difficulties. We do have those worked out, I believe. But in the meantime, while we were off the air here, the Lions did end up putting more points on the board. We saw a lot of Logan Dent on the drive. He carried the ball for most of the drive. And the Lions have now taken a 16-0 lead over the Musketeers with 2:52 to go here. And we are set for the kickoff here. The touchdown actually had just occurred.
It was a 10-yard rushing touchdown by number 4 Dent, and the 2-point conversion was also successful by number 4 Dent.
Yep, we did see the Lions throw the ball a couple times on the drive, but for the most part we saw Logan Dent with some great running on the ground for the Lions. And as we've seen him have most of the first half stats. But the Lions are set for the kickoff here, and that's going to be number 8, Braxton Dean, for the kick, and number 10, Cody Bannett, deep to receive. And we've got about 2:52 here to go before halftime. Lions lead 16-0. And there is the kick from Dean. Again, that's across the ground, fielded at the 25-yard line by number 32, Rescher. He's got a little bit of room to run, but he's going to be brought down at the 35. So the Musketeers are going to start their drive 1st and 10 on their own 35-yard line.
Yeah, it's going to be fun seeing what Pekin comes out with on this drive, being down 16 with 2:46 before the half. They really need to get some points on the board before halftime.
Zach and I were mistaken. It's going to be 1st and 10 on the Musketeers 36. That 1 yard could make a difference here. It could. With 2:46 to go before halftime. Again, the Lions lead 16-0. Bannett back to the line, pistol formation, 3 receivers out right, 1 receiver out left. And here is the snap. And the swing pass out right to number 15, and it's bobbled, and it falls incomplete. And that's going to be number 15 there, Caden Jones, for Pekin. And he just couldn't ever get a hold of that one before he tried to run with it.
No, he could not. He got a little bit ahead of himself.
Yep.
So Peyton Shockey was right there in the coverage, and he was physical with him.
Yep. So that's going to bring up 2nd and 10 for the Musketeers on their own 36-yard line. And they're coming back to the line here. 1 receiver out left, 3 receivers out right. Bannett in pistol formation, number 24. Christian Rescher lined up behind him. And here is the snap, and he drops back to throw. Throws a quick pass to number 12 across the middle. He catches it, crosses the 50-yard line, crosses the 45, and is brought down at the Lions' 40-yard line. And that's going to be a big 24-yard pickup for the Musketeers. But unfortunately for the Musketeers, number 12, Cordell Hurst, who made the big play, is on the ground, a little bit slow to get up. I believe he's cramping because it looks like one of his teammates is stretching him out here. And that's going to be, for the Lions trotting their way out, that's going to be Casey Kalin, their athletic trainer. So while they get him stretched out, let's talk about some things that we missed while we were off the air. Zach, do you have anything? You've got the stats in front of you. Is there anything you want to go over real quick?
First, I think it's worth noting that Pekin does not have any timeouts left in this half.
That is good with 2:39 to go. Yep, that is good to know.
Right now for Salem, Dent's got both of our touchdowns. The last one was a 10-yard touchdown. And I believe he had 3 or 4 rushes on that drive. One of them was 18 yards, one of them was 6 yards, one of them was 4 yards, and then, of course, the 10-yard touchdown score.
Yep, so a lot of Logan Dent there on that last drive while we were gone. It is good that he does have 2 touchdowns. I did take him for 2 touchdowns this week on my fantasy bet.
Oh, you did?
I took him on FanDuel, 2+ touchdowns. He was plus 550. So nice to Logan Dent there for cashing that out for me. But the injured Musketeers off the field, getting stretched out, so they're back to the line here. 3 receivers out right, 1 receiver out left. Bannett in pistol, Jury lined up behind him. There's the snap, and he drops back to throw. Throws it deep down the field, and the intended target is unfortunately not tall enough to get to that ball. The intended target was number 32, Garrett Jury, but number 10, Cody Bannett, just overthrew him there by about 5 yards. It was a deep pass there, but unfortunately, Jury could not catch up to it as he was overthrown. So the Musketeers now have a 2nd 10 on the Lions' 40-yard line. 2:29 to go here. Lions lead 16-0.
You know, it's not very common to see a running back that far down the field.
No, you are correct. But the Musketeers back to the line. 3 receivers out right, 1 receiver out left. Bennett in pistol formation. Resher lined up behind him. There's the snap, and he's rolling out to his right. Quick pass to Resher. Got one-on-one coverage and is brought down aggressively by number 55, Noah Dalton, for the Lions. But it's not going to be a before Resher gets across the 30-yard line down to the 29 and does get the first down after the 11-yard pitching catch.
One thing we did not mention, but it's glad to finally see number 55 Dalton back in at linebacker for the Lions. He went down week 1, and you don't want to see a player injured, but it's good to see him back in tonight.
Absolutely. So it's a big play for the Musketeers there, down to the Lions 29. First and 10, 3 receivers out right, 1 receiver out left. Bennett pistol formation, Resher behind him. And Bennett looked to his right to throw, did not have anybody open, and throws it on the sideline to number 3, Caleb Bonjabalt. And that is a great pass there to number 3, and that's going to be a cross up down to the 20-yard line. That's going to be a pickup of 9 yards on the play there.
That would have been a catch inbounds and on a Sunday. He had both feet in on the sideline.
He toe-tapped both feet there, and that was a great throw from Bennett to the sideline there, rolling to his right. Great scramble drill there from number 3, Bonjavalt, who did find the sideline and waited for the ball. So it's going to be a minute 54 to go here. Lions lead 16-0. Musketeers back to the line, 3 receivers out right, 1 receiver out left. We got 0 on the play clock, and that's going to be a delay of game for Pekin. We have seen this too many times, and they have got to get the play in.
That is the 7th penalty on the Musketeers in this first half for a total of 50 yards.
Yep. And that is an untimely penalty here. Goes from a 2nd and 1 to a 2nd and 6 here. Moves the ball back to the 25-yard line for the Musketeers.
It is. It is worth credit to say that Pekin spread the ball to 7 different receivers already in this first half.
They're back to the line here. 3 receivers out left, 1 receiver out right. Bennett in pistol formation. Resher behind him. There's the snap. Looks left. Quick pass to nobody. The intended target was number 32, Garrett Drury. Unfortunately, Bennett's pass was not on target there, so that's going to bring up 3rd and 6. And Bennett is doing some talking there, coaching up his receiver there. You like to see that. So it's going to be 3rd and 6 there for the Musketeers on the Lions' 25-yard line.
Yeah, it's always good to see the leader of your offense out there trying to help lead his team by coaching them.
Absolutely. So Musketeers back to the line, minute 54 to go. Lions lead 16-0 before halftime here. 3 receivers out left, 1 receiver out right. Bennett in pistol, Resher behind him. There's the snap. He looks right and throws across the middle to number 3, and it's off his fingertips at the 15-yard line and falls incomplete. Number 3, Caleb Bonjabalt, was the intended target there for the Musketeers. He had some open room to run, and unfortunately, Bennett just kind of threw it a little high there. So that's going to bring up 4th and 6 now for the Musketeers.
You know, Brandon, seeing this, there's been a lot of opportunities where the receivers are just, they get ahead of themselves and they just drop the ball too quick.
Absolutely. I look to see a slant here to number 87, Brody Temp, on the right side here. We'll see. There's the snap, and he's going to throw it across the middle, underthrow his receiver on 4th and 6, and that is going to be another turnover on downs for the Musketeers, and the Lions are going to take the ball over at the 25-yard line, on their own 25-yard line. The intended receiver there, again, was number 3, Bonjabalt, and unfortunately, Bennett just missed him.
So see if Salem can hurry up and score here with a minute 44 in the first half. And I will remind you that Salem kicked the ball off to start the game, so we get the ball after the break.
So Lions back to the line, Mull under center, Deaton and Dent in the backfield, 1 receiver out left, Karras in motion, the snap toss right to Dent, and he's got a hole on the right side, has some blockers, crosses the 25-yard line down to about the 30-yard line. That's going to be a first down pickup of 5 yards there for number 4, Logan Dent.
Dent is already with 60 rushing yards in the first half of this game. That's good to see from a player who was out just a week ago.
Yep. So Lions back to the line here, 2nd and 5 on their own 30-yard line. They lead 16-0, minute 15 to go. More in motion. There's snap toss right to Dent, same play. Dent finds an opening, breaks a couple tackles. He's across the 35, across the 40, fumbles the football, and I believe it did go out of bounds. So the Lions are going to get lucky there, and he's going to be down to the 40, I believe. So it's going to be a 10-yard pickup there for number 4, Logan Dent. And he got lucky they did not turn that ball over.
Yeah, turnovers. I hate to be a broken record, turnovers, and we got lucky on that one.
Yeah, it's been a problem for the Lions this year, turnovers and penalties. We haven't seen as many penalties tonight. We've only seen 1 turnover. Hopefully that continues. Lions back to the line, 1st and 10 on their own 40. Mo under center, Deaton in the backfield, 2 receivers on each side there. There's a snap, and handoff to Deaton up the middle, who's got a little bit of room, runs into one of his own blockers, but does push forward for a 9-yard pickup there, and he is going to be down at the 49-yard line, and it's going to be 2nd and 1.
You know, that was good to see that Deaton was bouncing off players there running through the middle.
If it was a great play there from Deaton, and Lions quickly back to the line. There's a snap toss to the left to Dent, and he's got another hold, cuts it up the middle, breaks a few tackles. He's a trips at the 35-yard line with nobody in front of him, and he is down at the 33. That was a 18-yard pickup there for number 4, Logan Dent, but he just tripped over his own feet.
That was tough. If he wouldn't have tripped over his own feet, the turf monster got him there, Brandon.
The turf monster got him, and I'll tell you what, Eastern's known for having turf monsters over here. I once fumbled while I was running down the field by myself.
Luckily, it bounced right back up in mid-stride.
Yeah, luckily it just bounced right back up to me. But peeking, those turf monsters will get you over here. So the Lions did call a timeout to stop the clock. They're going to have
2 remaining.
Yep, 2 remaining timeouts for the Lions. They're going to they face a 1st and 10 on the Musketeers side of the field at the 33-yard line. 1st and 10 with 34.7 seconds to go before halftime, and the Lions lead 16-0. We'll stay here currently just because there is we're already halfway through the timeout break. But yeah, I did get a score update. West Washington is playing who tonight, Zach? I got this written down here. West Washington is playing Perry Central tonight at West Washington. They currently trail 8-0. Chris Hunt did give me an update there.
Thank you, Chris.
Yeah, we appreciate you, Chris, always keeping us informed over there.
I do believe it is senior night out there at West Washington like it is here at Pekin.
Okay, so Lions with the only county team without senior night tonight. But Mo back to the line here under center. Deaton and Dent in the backfield. Braxton Dean spread out left. And Karras Moore in motion. The snap tossed to the right to Dent, and he has nowhere to go and is brought down in the backfield after a huge loss for the Lions. And that's going to be a loss of about 5 yards there for number 4, Logan Dent. So that's going to bring up a 2nd and 15 for the Lions, and that's going to be a big loss on them with 28.2 here to go before halftime. The Lions lead 16-0. We're going to take a short commercial break.
Drew and Johnson Scott here to tell you that American Family Insurance is committed to protecting your dream home so that your family has a place to share laughs, celebrations, and milestones, which is why their new homeowner discount rewards customers who have purchased a new home in the last 3 years with a discount on their homeowner's policy. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly.
Contact Rodney Bruff, agent at Rodney S. Bruff Agency Incorporated at 812-277-1400 today.
Discounted savings amounts and eligibility will vary. Some restrictions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company, 6,000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin. Products not available in every state.
And we are back down here at Eastern, where the Lions currently lead the Musketeers 16-0 with 28.2 seconds to go here before halftime. This has been the longest second quarter in the history of football games, as we have seen a lot of incomplete passes this quarter. So, like I said, 2nd and 15 for the Lions on the 38-yard line of the Musketeers. They lead 16-0 with 28.2 to go. Mo under center, 2 receivers in the back, 2 running backs in the backfield. And here comes the snap. There's the snap. Mo takes the hand off to Dent, drops back to throw, has nowhere to throw it, is getting chased by a group of Musketeers, and he throws it into lane 3 of the track. So that's going to be an incomplete pass to stop the clock there for the Musketeers, or for the Lions. So with 19.3 seconds to go here before halftime, the Lions now face 3rd and 15, and they lead 16-0 over the Musketeers.
That was a heads-up play there by Mole to just throw the ball out of bounds. He knew he was out of the tackle box, no intentional grounding, and to stop the clock with 19 seconds left.
My favorite thing to do when I was throwing the ball away was see how far away I could throw it. Threw one into Silver Creek stands my freshman year, got a flag for it. So 3rd and 15, Lions fake the toss out right to Deaton, hand it off to Dent underneath, and he is met at the line of scrimmage by a group of Musketeers, and that's going to bring up 4th and 15, but it does look like Salem's going to let this clock run out here, so it's going to be the end of the first half. The Lions currently lead the Musketeers at Eastern 16-0, and hold on, something happened here. There's a stoppage in play.
Salem's ready to go to the locker room. The officials are over here talking to Eastern.
Well, I think Salem also called a timeout. So the Lions called a timeout with 1 second to go here before halftime. I'm guessing they're drawing up a play to try to get some more points on the board here.
They put 10 seconds.
They put 10 seconds, but it should be 1 instead.
Now they've put it up to 50 seconds.
They're working on it here. I think he's got it now. Yep, there it is.
1 second left.
1 second to go before halftime here. The Lions come back to the line. Not really sure why they did that. They probably should have just let it run out. But the Lions back to the line here. They lead 16-0. 1 second to go. Ball on the 38-yard line. 4th and 15. Lions come out. Mole in gun. Dent on his right. 2 receivers out left. Those 2 receivers are going to be number 8, Braxton Dean, and number 7, Karis Moore. And here is the Deaton in motion. There's a snap, fake handoff to Deaton. Mole drops back to throw, has Dent on a wheel route around the right side of the field, and throws it out of bounds, and it's incomplete, and it's going to fall to the ground. The intended receiver is number 4, Logan Dent. Musketeers had great coverage on the play, and that is going to bring us to the end of the first half over here at Eastern High School, and where the Lions currently lead the Musketeers 16-0. We're going to try to have some words from Zoe at halftime. We cannot. Can you hear us down there, guys? We cannot hear them. Can you hear us down there? Let's see what's going on here. Can they hear us? We cannot hear them. No, we still cannot hear them. Can you hear us, Coach Gleason? Put your hand up if you can. Was that his hand? Or is he drinking? He's drinking something, I know that. Okay, that is his hand. We cannot hear you. Is the mic on? Okay, we will catch you after the game, Coach Gleason, as we cannot hear you. You can hear us, but we cannot hear you. So, that's going to be a skip for our interview there with Coach Gleason. Unfortunately, we couldn't hear him, but he could hear us. Not really sure what was going on there. But the first half broadcast was brought to you by, for WSLM, was brought to you by the following sponsors, and that's going to be John Jones Auto Group, McDonald's of Salem, Salem Crossing, Meadowview Healthcare, McAllister Land Consulting.
Also brought to you by Salem Speedway, Washington County Tire, Schneck Hospital, Papa John's of Salem, City of Salem Parks Department, and Marshall Monument.
So, again, before we head off here, we will have our halftime show playing on the radio here. Tune in for that. There's some important stuff on there. But the Lions lead 16-0 over the Musketeers down here at Eastern. We will be back here shortly for the second half.
It's time for the Commissioner's Corner, an exclusive weekly conversation about Indiana high school sports with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. Now for an up-to-the-minute report about what's happening in the constantly changing world of high school sports, here's Coach Bob Lovell with Commissioner Paul Neidig.
Welcome back, everyone, to another week of our great discussions with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. And Paul, tournament time, as we talk about this time of year, every year, it's one of the great times in the competitive schedule of the IHSAA. Girls Golf Finals coming up at Prairie View. 6 of the top 10 from last year have returned to come and compete. As we mentioned, Prairie View and Carmel. What a weekend it will be of great golf up at Prairie View.
As I said many times, Coach, and incredible partnerships with incredible people make for great experience for our student athletes, and that's certainly across all of our sports scene, but that is also with our Prairie View team up there. And it's going to be a heck of a course. And it's always fun to Pioneer and Corden Central. Their schools are represented by individuals for the first time ever in the state final.
Wow!
So there's a couple kids there a couple schools that'll be represented in the golf state final that have never been there before. We've got of several players that are shooting in the 60s at the sectional and regional round. And then, it's going to be great golf. And, if you ever want to have a chance to come out and watch girls compete at the highest level in the state, Prairie View Golf Course is just a phenomenal place to watch the course. You can get your walk into the day, and just watch these kids participate, because there's a lot of the way they set the course up. It challenges a skill, but it makes the best golfers show out, and so we're excited about it.
He's the commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Knighting. All right, Paul, we talk about this a lot, as we should. Soccer pairing show was over the weekend. Next week we're going to start the soccer tournament. We, Paul Condry and I, will be joining you and your staff next Sunday for the IHSAA football pairing show. We're at that point in the year where literally every weekend is an incredibly important weekend for everyone.
It is, and we had a draw show Sunday, and Coach, one thing, I just saw the numbers a minute ago. We were over 8,000 more people watched the soccer draw show this past Sunday than they did the year before. Wow. And so it just shows me that there's still just a lot of interest in what's going on in the high school scene. But yeah, we're there. The other thing that's here is tennis. We actually started the tennis team, our tournament this week, and so they're starting their march to the state championship. So I'm excited. The draw shows are a lot of fun, and we love hosting you and Paul in the studio when we put the football show on. And it's a great show because you guys are both so well versed in football and what's going on around the state.
Well, you're very kind. We try our best. It's also, it is a pressure-packed situation, to be honest. No matter how many years you do it, we recognize how important these pairing shows are, and we also recognize that the IHSA Champions Network is unequaled by anyone else in the country.
Yeah, it is. It's a special, and we have so much free content, Coach. We talk about that a lot. We can't broadcast everything just because of the sheer numbers of it, but everything we do at the first two levels of the tournament, the sectional and the regional, are free to watch. And then, there is a fee when we get to semi-state and state finals, but we try to offer value and a free opportunity to watch high school students participate.
Well, you do it, and you do it well. Week number 7 of the high school football season coming up. That is absolutely hard to believe, but here we are. Week number 7, obviously, then on the 13th, the pairing show. And I'm predicting, without looking, great weather, because law of averages, we need to have some good weather on Friday.
We do. It's time, and everything I see around the state. I think we got our rain in last weekend, and we're going to let the sun come out and enjoy some nice weather here the last few weeks of the regular season.
He is the commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Knighting. This is our weekly conversation about all things IHSAA related. Great time to go out and watch great tournament play, catch football, everything going on this week. Paul, thank you so much. We'll talk next week.
Thanks, Coach, and we'll look forward to talking to you soon.
Thanks for listening to The Commissioner's Corner with IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig and Coach Bob Lovell. And thank you for your continued support of the high schools in your community.
This is Becky White from WSLM, and I'm here at the beautiful John Jones showroom in Salem, Indiana for the John Jones Auto Minute.
Are you ready for a touchdown of savings? It's football season, and we're kicking off the biggest sale of the year at John Jones Auto Group. Whether you're tailgating or heading to the big game, we've got the perfect ride for you. From sporty SUVs to family-friendly minivans, every vehicle is priced to win. Plus, enjoy unbeatable trade-in deals, 0% financing, and available service contracts that keep you covered long after the final whistle. So why wait? Gear up for greatness with John Jones Auto Group. We're your winning team for the best cars and deals around. Visit us today at one of our 4 convenient locations, Salem, Scottsburg, Greenville, or Corden, or check us out online at johnjonesautogroup.com. And remember, John Jones Auto Group. You see so many because they pay so little. John Jones supports our Salem Lions. Good luck tonight, and go team.
The Boyd County Tire is called. Big or small, big service all. They have the name brand tires, to keep it moving on down the road. They got tires for driving needs. They even got them for your farm machine. You can call them day or night. Do Boyd County Tire does it right. Big or small, we serve
Michelin dealer today for the Michelin Defender tire. It's the tire that delivers what you want. Outstanding safety, more miles and fuel efficiency, all backed by an 80,000-mile limited warranty. Don't sacrifice. Ask for the Michelin Defender tire today at your local Michelin dealer. Find the right Michelin tire and get the expert service you deserve at DuBois County Tire and Supply in Jasper, Davis County Tire and Supply in Washington, and Knox County Tire and Supply in Vincent. See manufacturer's limited warranty book for details.
Big or small, we service all. DuBois County Tire.
Planning to buy some land or build a new home or maybe put up a fence? Do you know your property line? Are you in a floodplain? When it comes to surveying your property, call someone you can trust with years of experience. That's McAllister Land Consulting. Call 812-274-0860. Providing fast, friendly service at reasonable rates. McAllister Land Consulting can provide a wide range of services, including residential and commercial certified land surveys, flood elevation certificates, and land usage consulting. Get to know your property. Call McAllister Land Consulting for a free quote today at 812-274-0860.
Let's get on our feet and give a big hand to the starting lineup at McDonald's here in Salem. The quarter pounder is coming on the field. Filet of fish and those golden delicious fries are warming up on the sideline. And now for the feature star of the night, the Big Mac. You score every time with a hot, fresh meal from McDonald's in Salem, whether you're there for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Take a time out and stop by before or after the big game to check out their all-day breakfast menu or dining menu. Download the McDonald's app and you can get great deals on delicious taste all day long. You'll score every time with the wife and kids when you make a touchdown at the Golden Arches right here in Salem. And don't forget, McDonald's has gift cards so you can give that great fresh taste all season long. Papa John's is bringing back their New York-style pizza for a limited time only for only $10.99. The oversized pizza has 8 big foldable slices with just the right balance of crust and toppings. You'll feel like you're having a slice of pizza on the streets of New York, but without the traffic. Order one today online or with your Papa John's app or call the Salem location at 812-883-3369. Each New York pizza is just $10.99 for a one-topping pie. The New York-style pizza is a classic that reigns supreme, so they are excited to offer customers this foldable crust favorite made with fresh, never frozen dough. Remember, better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. Order one today at 812-883-3369.
And we are back at Eastern High School here, as we've got about, I think it's about 5 minutes here, well, 8 minutes here, before the halftime break is over. The Musketeers band and color guard is on the field right now, doing a fantastic job. They sound pretty good here, from what we can hear. But Zach's got some real stats for us this week. I got to give a shout-out to Zach. We kind of threw him into this role a couple weeks ago as late notice, about 2 days before the next game.
Yep.
And this week he decided that it would be easier, which I'm glad he did, to go ahead and just do an Excel sheet. He put all kinds of formulas into it. He's got real stats here. It's adding as we go. So, Zach, let's go over some stats here.
All right, we're going to start with the visiting Salem Lions. We have 158 total rushing yards in the first half. The majority of them coming from course number 4, Dent. He has 83 yards on 13 attempts for an average of 6.4 yards. And then Mole has 44 rushing yards. And then number 6, Noah Deaton, has 31 yards. Like I said, 158 rushing yards for the Lions. And Mole has 44 passing yards here in the first half. He's 2 for 7 on passing for 29%, but 44 passing yards for the Lions, and that is all of those passing yards is caught by number 8, Braxton Dean. We'll get over to Pekin here. They have 55 total rushing yards, and 44 of them coming from number 32 for Pekin. That is Garrett Drury. And then 9 yards for the quarterback, Cody Bannett. And then 2 yards for number 24, Christian rusher. It's a little bit of a different story there for Pekin throwing the ball. They have 133 passing yards by Bennett. He is 12 for 22, 55% passing in the first half. And by far his favorite target has been number 12 here for Pekin, Cordell Hurst, with 56 receiving yards. The next closest is 30 by number 87. That is Brody Temple, which is kind of surprising, Brandon, because when we're out here looking at it, it looks like they're throwing to Temple a whole lot more.
Yeah, we've seen them kind of target number 87, Brody Temple, there a lot tonight.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, a lot of those
times.
Yeah, a lot of those passes have fell to the ground. Either we did see them throw it, kind of chuck it deep to him in the end zone there a few times. Those did fall to the ground. They were broke up by the defenders there for Salem. But are you done with stats, or is there more?
Like we've talked about, the penalties have killed Salem, I know for sure, and they're killing Pekin in the first half of this game. Pekin has 7 penalties already for 50 yards, and Salem's got 3 for 30 yards. That's 180 total yards of penalties in this first half.
Yeah, there's a lot of penalties, and a lot of those have came in bad times. We saw Pekin get a offside on a 4th and 1 there that would have been a punt for the Lions, or 4th and 3, but instead they got the offsides penalty, gave the Lions the first down, which ultimately led to the first touchdown for the Lions. But one thing I do want to touch on is the passing game for Pekin. Neither one of us expected it. We both talked about early in the game, or pregame show,
walking into the building,
and we talked about it this week between you and I of what was Pekin going to do. Their 2 running backs are out. Cody Bannett came into this game 45% passing, averaging 35 yards a game. And, he's thrown for 133 yards and 55% here in the first half. But we did talk about it. The Lions' pass defense has been rough this year, but it does look like Pekin watched the film, saw that, knew it, incorporated the pass more into their play. But I do have some other games. We did not get to talk about it before the game. So some local games here. Maybe Zach can pull up his score stream here and see if he's got any updates. So West Washington, again, is at home against Perry Central. West Washington comes to that game 2-4, Perry Central 3-3. West Washington does trail 8-0 at halftime to Perry Central. Update from Chris Hunt there. Paoli was at home against Crawford County. Paoli 6-0, probably the best 2A team around other than Brownstown. They're at home against an 0-6 Crawford County Wolfpack team. I'm going to expect I know who's winning that, and it's probably going to be the Rams. Corden was at Charlestown tonight, a matchup of 2 kind of unfortunately rough teams this year. Corden comes into that 2-4 after the win from Salem last year, and Charlestown comes into that 1-5.
Sorry to interrupt you, Brandon, but looking at the Paoli Crawford County score, like I said, this is score stream. It's updated by the fans. It is 0-0 in the first quarter.
Which we know that game's not in the first quarter still, so I would assume there is no updates from that. If anybody does have an update for the Paoli game, please text that to me or Zach if you can. So if you have any updates about any of the games we're about to go over, go ahead.
Currently at halftime, North Harrison's on top of Silver Creek 18-13.
So that game is between a 4-2 North Harrison team and a 3-3 Silver Creek team, which was a shock to me. But North Harrison has traveled down to Sellersburg tonight for the Silver Creek game. And
one thing that's kind of shocking here, according to this, Scottsburg is only up 7 over Mitchell, 14-7.
Does it say what quarter it's in?
First.
Okay, so that probably hasn't been updated either, I would assume. But, that's a shock there. So a couple other games is the Scottsburg at Mitchell game. Scottsburg's 4-2, Mitchell's 1-5. Big shock from Scottsburg this year. Did not expect them good. And then the last one that I've got written down is Brownstown is at home against Madison. Obviously, Brownstown the best team in the area. And then Brownstown comes in that 6-0 in the lead of the MSC. And Madison is 3-3 on the year.
Which is a close game at half. Brownstown's only up 7, 21-14 at the half over the Cubs.
That's a big shock. I would have expected that to probably be a 40-point game, which it still could be. We both know Brownstown. Reed May's the best second-half coach I've ever seen.
But another local team, Corden and Charlestown are both knotted up at 28 at the half.
So we got a high-scoring game down there at the Boneyard at the Pirates' home home facility. So the Lions do host the Charlestown Pirates next week.
That is the first of 2 straight home games for the Lions.
Yep, so they're going to host the Pirates. Charlestown has not had a good year. They're 1-5. I believe they also won the first game of the year and have not won a game since. I could be wrong in that. But the MSC current standings right now is we've got Brownstown on top at 6-0. Scottsburg in second at 4-2. I think I took Zach's thunder here. I think he was going to go over this with you, but Silver Creek in third at 3-3. North Harrison in fourth at 4-2. Corden in fifth at 2-4. Salem, Charlestown, and Eastern all at 1-5, rounding out the MSC. For those of you who don't know, that might have sounded confusing to why a 3-3 Silver Creek team was in lead of the 4-2 North Harrison team. But as Zach found out this week, the MSC standings are based on your conference games, not your total schedule. So it looks like Brownstown, I believe, is probably going to run away with the conference this year. I look for them to probably go at least 8-1, at least 9-0, most likely. So we are getting set here for the kickoff here for the third quarter. We're ticking down about 5 seconds before the kickoff, and Pekin's already lined up. Salem's already lined up. Number 10, Cody Bannett, in to kick. And, deep for the Lions is number 32, Seth Ponsford, and number 6, Noah Deaton. And here we go with this second half at Eastern High School, where the Lions lead 16-0.
Yeah, I'd love to see how Pekin responds in the second half.
There's a kick from Bannett. It's a deep kick to the 15, fielded by Noah Deaton. He's going to run across the middle and get absolutely depleted by number 43, Braden Sosnicki, for the Musketeers. Deaton was a little slow to get up, but he did get up, and he's okay. But he was absolutely smacked.
Yeah, Deaton is kind of limping over there to the sidelines holding his leg. That was a heck of a shot he took right there.
I'll tell you what, Noah Deaton takes more big hits than anybody else I know, probably because, he's not real big. He's only 5'6", 140 pounds, but he plays hard.
He plays with all his heart.
So Lions back to the line here. Mole under center. Dent, and number 34 for the Lions in the backfield. Mole drops back to throw, swings out left to Braxton Dean, catches it at the 33-yard line, runs across to the 34, so that's going to be not an 8-yard pickup. Was it an 8-yard pickup? The ball was on the 27, so it's going to be down at the 35, so it's going to be an 8-yard pickup for the Lions there on the pitch and catch from Mole to Dean. So it's going to bring up second and a long 2 yards here on the 35-yard line for the Lions. Mole under center. Number 34, Corbin Voiles in the backfield. Number 4, Dent in the backfield. Dent's got the ball around the left side, breaks a couple tackles, and is brought down across the 40-yard line at the 41. And that's going to be a first down for the Lions.
Yeah, it was good to see Dent there run with his heart and get the first down. Both teams are going to come out swinging here in the second half.
Yeah, and the Lions look good here. They've got some energy in this second half, sniffing out their second win of the year. So the Lions back to the line. Again, that's freshman number 34, Corbin Voiles in the backfield. Small under center, Voiles and Dent in the backfield. There's the snap and a fake handoff to Voiles, hands off to Dent up the middle. He's wrapped up, but not before a gain of about 5 yards, and that's going to be across the 45 to the 46. Another 5-yard pickup for number 4, Logan Dent there, and that's going to bring up a 2nd and 5.
Yeah, it's not uncommon for Salem to come out and give the ball to Dent, and they're really coming out. 3 straight carries for Dent here in the second half.
Yep. So it's going to bring up 2nd and 5 for the Lions on their own 46-yard line. Mole under center, Voiles and Dent in the backfield. One receiver out left. And there's the snap and fake handoff to Voiles, hands it off to Dent around left side. He's got a hole, breaks a couple tackles, runs over a few Musketeers, crosses the 50, crosses the 45, and he's down at the 44-yard line. And that is going to be positive field advantage for the Lions. Another first down, and that's going to be 1st and 10 on the Musketeers' 44-yard line for the Lions.
Brandon, this is so far, we're seeing the best, probably the second half drive Salem's had all season.
Yeah, it was another big drive there, big run from Dent there. So Lions back to line, Mole in gun, Dent on his left, one receiver on both sides. And here is the snap and a fake handoff to Dent. Mole's going to keep it around, cut up back to the middle, and he's going to take it in for 15-10, 5 touchdown Lions. Number 1, Adam Mole. Adam Mole, and that's got to be the biggest run of the season for him. And that's going to currently put the score at 22-0 for the Lions, and a great first drive after half for the Lions.
Salem here breaks the huddle to attempt a two-point conversion.
Mole under center, Voiles and Dent in the backfield. Quick snap, toss to Dent around the left side. He's going to cut it back across the middle, walk into the end zone, and that's going to put the Lions up 24-0 here with 10 minutes and 11 seconds to go in the third quarter. We're going to take a short commercial break, and we will be back for the kickoff here.
Congress is poised to pass a bill to keep AM radio in cars, but time is running out. 82 million Americans risk losing the news, sports, talk, traffic, and vital emergency information they rely on. Text AM to 52886 and tell Congress to pass this bill now.
Message and data rates may apply. You may receive up to 4 messages a month, and you may text STOP to STOP.
This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
And we are back after a big touchdown run by number 1, Adam Mole, for the Lions. It's going to be a 44-yard touchdown run for Adam. It's going to put the Lions in the lead 24-0 here with 10-11 to go. Some other things we got going on this weekend is number 23 ranked Indiana football is at Northwestern. That's a 3:30 kickoff tomorrow on Saturday. We got Purdue at Wisconsin at noon on Saturday. U of L, number 22 U of L plays SMU at home at noon on Saturday. But the Lions have kicked off. It's going to be across the ground, fielded by number 87 Brody Temple, and down at the 34-yard line. So the Musketeers are going to take over 1st and 10 on their own 34-yard line.
You know, Brandon, one key that I really didn't get to say in the pregame show, I don't know if it's necessarily key, but I was kind of worried would a shorter week, playing on Saturday affect the whole week, because your typical meetings and stuff on Saturday would be pushed back to Monday. So it's appears both teams are playing pretty good.
Yeah,
today.
it appears both teams, the Lions, this is the best I think they've
looked all year.
Yeah. So the Musketeers back to line here. Odd formation. 3 receivers out left, 1 receiver out right. Bannett in pistol with Drury behind him. Bannett takes the snap, tosses it to number 3, and it's going to be a little kind of speed option play there to a receiver for the Musketeers. It's going to be a 7-yard pickup for the Musketeers on 1st down. That running back was number 3, Caleb Bonjabalt. So it's going to be a 7-yard pickup and a 2nd and 3 for the Musketeers.
Yeah, Brandon, I've never seen a play like that before in high school ball.
So Pekin's formation is they're lining the center up, putting both guards and both tackles on one side, overloading the formation, putting 3 receivers on the opposite side. So it's a different formation, that's for sure. Musketeers back to line, 3 receivers out right, 1 receiver out left. Bannett in pistol with Jury lined up behind him. And there's the snap. Bannett drops back to throw, has some pressure, breaks through the pocket, is carrying a Lion, and is going to gain about 3 yards there. I think he's got the 1st down. So that's going to be a 1st down we'll see here. If not, he's inches short.
Bring out that index.
They did give him 1st down, so it's going to be 1st down there. Nice 3-yard pickup there from number 10, Cody Bannett. He dropped back to pass, didn't have anywhere to throw, took it himself for the 1st down. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Musketeers on their own 44-yard line. Musketeers back to the line. 3 receivers out right, 1 receiver out left. Bannett in pistol with Drury lined up behind him. And here comes the snap for the Musketeers. They're holding on, and the Musketeers are going to call a timeout. And there's a flag, and that's a delay of game on Pekin, and they have got to get that figured out.
That is already the 8th penalty tonight.
How many delay of games? I know they've called 2.
There's been 2 of them.
They've probably had about 3, but they've had 5, but they had to waste their timeout.
Correct.
So they're going to come back to the line. 1st and 15 here. They've got the play now. 3 receivers out right, 1 receiver out left. Bannett in pistol with Drury lined up behind him at the 39-yard line. There's the snap, fake handoff to Drury, quick pass across the middle, and it's going to go over the head of Bonjabalt, the intended receiver there, and fall to the ground, almost intercepted by the Lions. Probably should have been with 5 of them in the area, but it did fall harmlessly to the ground, so that's going to bring up a 2nd and 15 for the Musketeers.
Yeah, that was right through the defender's hand, and I believe it could have been 6 the other way.
Yeah, I think it was Adam Mullen. If he would have caught that, he would have walked into the end zone with it. So the Musketeers back to the line here, 2nd and 15 on their own 39-yard line. 3 receivers out right, 1 receiver out left. Bennett in pistol with Drury lined up behind him. Here's the snap. He drops back to pass, throws a slant across the middle. It's in and out of the hands of number 3, Bonjabal, and falls to the ground. Great defensive play there from the Lions. Not sure who broke it up. But one thing we're mentioning here, and I'm kind of scared to see, is Noah Dalton is limping off the field. The same leg that he broke earlier in the season, I believe.
Yes, I believe so.
And he is walking
gingerly.
Yeah, gingerly off the field. Not good for Noah Dalton. Makes you wonder if he did come back maybe a game too soon.
They were going to try and play him last week, I believe, but they told him to hold out and just get some practice reps in.
Yep. Hopefully he's okay there. But the Musketeers come back to the line, 3rd and 15 on their own 39. 3 receivers out right, 1 out left. Bennett and Drury in the backfield. There's the snap. Bennett drops back to throw. Looks to his left, has nowhere to throw, scrambling around to his right, cuts back across the middle. He's got some open room. He's across the 50, across the 45, across the 40. There's a flag on the play. Think it's probably going to be holding on Eastern there. For the moment, that is a, what is that? About a 23-yard pickup, 24-yard pickup for Pekin. If it stands, it's going to be a first down, but it looks like there's a holding there. See what they call this here.
It might be blocking the back.
Could have been.
Ball receiver.
So it's going to be a block in the back. You were right, Zach. So I believe that's, what, a 5-yard penalty there? Or is it 10? It's a 10-yard penalty. So with the flag, that is still going to bring up, it should be about 3rd and 7 now here. So that's going to be a net no stats for any of the Pekin players there. So it's going to be 3rd and 7. That's a long 7.
That is a very long 7.
So 3rd and a long, or no, that's a short 7 actually. I don't know. Maybe it's just 7 yards. Maybe we're just wrong. No, it's 6. It's 3rd and 6 for Pekin here at their own 48-yard line. They come back to the line. They've got their receiver way offside. 3 running backs out, 3 wide receivers out right, and the play clock's counting down, and they are going to have to, nope, here we go. 3 receivers out right, 1 receiver out left. Bennett in pistol with Drury lined up behind him. There's the snap, and Bennett drops back to throw. He does have an open retriever. It's Bonjabal across the middle, catches it at the 45, crosses the 40, crosses the 35, and he is going to be brought down at the 32-yard line. So a big pitch and catch there from the, I'm not sure how far that was. They changed that scoreboard quick. Where was the ball at before that, Zach?
About the 40.
About the 40. Was it the 48?
I think so.
I thought they were on this side of the field. Or I thought they were on the 43. Okay. 43? Yeah. Okay, so it's a 7 plus 18. So that's a 25-yard pickup there for the Musketeers. There's the quick snap, swing pass out to number 87, Brody Temple. He crosses the 30-yard line and is finally, he's down at the 30. So it's going to be about a 2-yard pickup there on the pitch and catch from Bennett to Temple. And that's going to bring up a 2nd and 8 there. So the ball is going to be at the Lions' 30-yard line for the Musketeers, 2nd and 8. 7:40 to go here in the third quarter. Lions lead 24-0. But the Musketeers are on a drive here.
They are bringing tempo here in the second half.
So 3 receivers out right, 1 receiver out left. Bennett in gun with Rescher lined up on his left side. And here is the snap. Bennett drops back to throw. And throws across the middle to Bonjabal, who catches it at the 20, is brought down at the 15. So that's going to be another 15-yard, 14-yard pitch and catch down to the 16-yard line for the Musketeers. That's going to give them another first down.
You know, for Bonjabal, he has really been targeted here in this drive. That is his 3rd target on this drive alone.
3rd target, 2 catches there. 1st and 10 on the 16-yard line of the Lions. The Musketeers have the ball. 1st and 10, 3 receivers out right, 1 receiver out left. Bennett in gun with, there's the snap. He drops back to throw, takes it himself. He crosses the 15, cuts it out to the right side, met by a group of Lions, and they are punching the ball out, but he is not going to let go of it, and he's going to pick up 5 yards there, and that's going to bring up a 2nd and 5, I believe, for the Musketeers.
You know, one thing, Brandon, you got to credit Bennett for here at the quarterback position is the way he really escapes the pressure and can try and make something with his leg.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a great running there. It's a nice dual threat quarterback for Pekin here. So it's going to be a 4-yard pickup for Bannett. 2nd and 6 for the Musketeers on the Lions' 12-yard line. 3 receivers out left, 1 receiver out right. Bannett in pistol with Rescher lined up behind him. There's the snap. Bannett looks to his left, throws a quick slant route to number 12, Cordell Hurst, but the ball does fall at his feet and go incomplete. Pekin has picked up the tempo here after we saw him get a delay of game. So they're picking up the tempo a little bit, getting the play call in a little bit faster here.
Yeah, they were moving quick in the first half, and they're moving probably twice as fast here in the second half. They got ground to cover being down 24, in the third quarter with 6:13 left.
Yep. Like Zach said, 6:13 to go here in the third quarter. Lions lead 24-0. Pekin's got a 3rd and 6 on the 12-yard line. 3 receivers out left, 1 receiver. There's a snap. Bannett drops back to throw. Throws it into the end zone, and it's intercepted by Adam Mole at the 5-yard line, and he is running down the right sideline. He's across the 40, across the 50, the 45, the 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown Lions on a huge pick 6 from Adam Mole.
Bang, 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 bang! Vamonos, vamonos! Bang, bang, bang! Vamonos, vamonos!
Bannett had a receiver out to the left, led him too much in the ball straight into the hands of Adam Mole, who caught it about the 5-yard line, took it back 95 yards to the house, and that's going to put the Lions up 30-0 after a huge play for the Lions with 5:57 here to go in the third quarter. And the Lions come out to kick a PAT with number 8, Braxton Dean. We haven't really seen this since about the second game of the year.
Yeah, Salem's really not known to kick a PAT.
So Lions in for the PAT here. There's the snap. The hold is down. The kick is up, and it looks good.
It is good.
So the Lions now take the lead 31-0. 5:57 to go here in the third quarter, and we're going to be back after a short commercial break.
All roads lead to Salem for Old Settlers Day on Saturday and Sunday, October the 5th and 6th, from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the John Hay Center, where you can stroll the grounds and visit the Pioneer Village and the Monon Depot, and maybe even hear a story or two. Old Settlers Day was first established and held for the community back in 1875 to honor the pioneers who settled the wilderness lands of Indiana Territory that would eventually become Washington County. Enjoy the all-time favorite, fresh apple cider, parched corn, and a variety of foods and beverages, including fresh and hot beans and cornbread both days, plus lots of crafts and activities for the kids and adults. Check out the Take What You Want, Pay What You Want yard sale. Donations are still being accepted until Friday, October the 4th at 5 p.m. Don't forget to visit the Old Settlers Days in Salem on Saturday and Sunday, October the 5th and 6th.
So we've got our Old Settlers Days this weekend, but for right now, the Lions have just kicked the ball off, and it's going to be a deep kick fielded by number 3, Bonjabalt, at the 15-yard line. He's around the left side, cuts back across the middle, has some room to run. He's across the 40, breaking tackles, still on his feet, and is finally brought down across the 50-yard line at the Lions' 40-yard line, and that's a huge return there for number 3, Caleb Bonjabalt.
Yeah, he was tackled down by number 8, Dean, there for Salem. That's demoralizing there for Pekin. They were getting a drive going, and to turn around and throw a 95-yard pick six, that's tough.
Yeah, and you hate to see that. You know, number 10, Cody Bannett, has been on the target all night passing. They don't throw the ball a whole lot normally, but tonight he has done a great job. That's the first mistake I'll honestly say he's made throwing the ball, and you hate to see it. But the Musketeers come to line here, 1st and 10 on the Lions 40, 3 receivers out right, 1 receiver out left. Bannett takes the snap, hands off to Garrett Drury in the backfield, and he is met quickly by number 50 for the Lions. Number 50 is Cage Calloway. He stops him in the backfield for a loss of 1 yard. That was a great defensive play there from Cage.
Yeah, that was, I think, the second run play this game. In the first one, it was just a scramble and a pick up by Bannett.
Yep. So the Lions here, or the Musketeers back to line on the 41-yard line of the Lions, 2nd and 11. 5:15 to go here in the third quarter. Lions lead 31-0. Bannett in gun. All the whole offensive line's on the right. 3 receivers on the left. There's a snap. Jet Touch pass to number 32, Drury. He takes it around the right side, crosses the line of scrimmage, crosses the 35, toe taps the sideline, breaks a couple tackles, and finally steps out of bounds at the 32-yard line. So that's going to be about a 9-yard pickup there for number 32, Garrett Drury, on the touch pass. We've seen them run that a few times. It's nice because it's a jet sweep, but you get passing yards for it.
Yeah, that was a nice run there. Hopefully that swings the momentum towards Pekin here on this drive.
Yep, so the Pekin's going to face a 3rd and 2 here on their own 32-yard line. Line to gain is the 30 of the Lions here. I'm sorry, it was the Lions' 32-yard line. Line to gain is the 30. Back to line for Pekin. 3 receivers out left, 1 receiver out right. Bannett in pistol formation. Drury behind him. There's the snap. He looks left to throw. Bannett takes it to the right, scrambling, and he's going to throw it across the middle back to Brody Temple, who's going to catch the ball at the 26-yard line. That's going to be a first down. No, that was an incomplete pass. It looked like he caught that.
Yeah, it bounced out. It hit the ground and bounced out of the thing.
I didn't see that. So it's going to be a 4th and 2 for the Lions, or for the Musketeers on the Lions' 42-yard line here. 31-0, 4:48 to go here in the 3rd. It looks almost like in this game, Pekin doesn't have a run game. They haven't had a pass game all night. Now it looks like they don't have a run game.
I got to say, Salem secondary stepped up this game.
There's the snap, toss left to Drury around the left side. He doesn't really have any room to run, but he's going to try to make his own, and he's going to be stopped short of the first down. He is going to pick up a yard, but he's going to be short of the line to gain and stopped at the 31-yard line. So the Lions will take over 1st and 10 at their own 31 here.
I know that was a tough situation to run, but you got to give credit for Drury there. He made a little bit of something out of those. And I know it wasn't the first, but he made a little something happen.
Yeah, he had no blocking in front of him. He tried to make it his own, but unfortunately he just couldn't. So now the Lions offense is back out. 31-0, Lions lead, 4:40 to go here in the 3rd quarter, and this game can get out of hand quick here.
I believe 35 is a running clock.
I believe so. Lions back to line, Mole under center. Dent in the backfield with Deaton. He's back in. Dent takes her on the left side, has some blocking, does get through a little bit of a hole, and picks up about 4 yards. That's another 4-yard gain there for Logan Dent, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 6 for the Lions. Nice to see Noah Deaton back in there.
Little score updates I got for you. In the 4th quarter, North Harrison is up on Silver Creek, 24-21.
So still a close game down there.
Mitchell and Scottsburg is not updated. Brownstown is not updated.
Lions back to the line here. Mole in gun, Dent on his left, 1 receiver out left. There's a snap, fake handoff to Dent. And Braxton Dean's running a delay route. He's got his man beat, and he catches it at the 35 and goes down about the 30. And Braxton is cramping, it looks like. But he is going to be down at the 30-yard line. So that was a huge pass play, about 35 yards there from Mole to Dean.
Yeah, that brings Salem's passing yards up to 87 for this game.
Big play there for the Lions, and that's got about 3:40 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Lions lead 31-0, 1st and 10 on the Musketeers' 30-yard line. Line to gain is the 20.
Chalky comes in for Salem as Dean goes out.
Quick snap to Mole. Mole fakes the handoff to Dent. He's getting chased, and he's going to throw the ball out of bounds, and that should be an intentional grounding, and it's going to be, there's the flag. So that's going to be about a 10-yard loss for the Lions there and a loss of downs. Either way, it's the same thing. You throw it out of bounds, you get the flag, you take the sack, you're at the same spot.
Yeah, 6 one, half a dozen the other.
Basically, yep. Unless it's a Baker's dozen, it's 13.
I don't know. Yeah, I knew that. I don't know how to answer that for you. That is Salem's first penalty here in the 2nd half.
Yep, so it's going to bring up a 2nd and 20 for the Lions here. No, it's 10 yards from the spot. 5 yards from the spot. So it's going to be a loss of down, so it's going to be 2nd down here for the Lions. So it's going to now bring up 2nd and 25.
Waiting for the officials to resume the game.
2nd and 25 for the Lions on the Musketeers' 45-yard line. They lead 31-0, 3:22 to go here in the third. Mole under center, Deaton and Dent in the backfield. And there's the snap, and fake handoff to Dent. Adam drops back to throw, and he has nowhere to throw it. He's trying to make something out of it himself, but he's going to be sacked, and that's going to be a 2-yard sack there for Adam Mole. So that's going to bring up a 3rd and 27 for the Lions at the Musketeers' 47-yard line.
You know, I'm really surprised Salem being up 31 points with 2:50 left in the third quarter. I'm surprised Salem's trying to throw the ball as much as we are.
Yeah, I don't understand it. Obviously, I mean, 3rd and 25, what do you do? 3rd and 27, what do you do?
But to this point, we've thrown the ball quite a bit on this drive.
Yep, so it's 3rd and 27 here for the Lions. The board says 4th, but it is 3rd. Ball under center, Deaton and Dent in the backfield, one receiver on both sides. Mole tries the hard count here, doesn't get him, snaps it to Mole, tosses it to Dent. He's around the left side, and he gets wrapped up, breaks a couple tackles, has some room to run, and he's still on his feet down the sideline, drops the ball. It does go out of bounds, and that's going to bring up a 4th and manageable
that was the first
few yards here.
That was the first down for Salem.
No, I think he's 5 yards short. I think the line to gain was the 20.
Okay, I didn't see the stick there.
Yep. So he goes from the 43 down to the 47, down to the 24. So it's going to be a 23-yard pickup there, and that's going to bring up a 4th and 4 for the Lions on the 24-yard line of the Musketeers. 2:23 to go here. Lions lead 31-0, and the Lions are back to the line. Mole in gun. Braxton Dean on his right, and that's going to be a stoppage, and there's a flag. And what's it for? False start, maybe?
Waiting from the call from the official.
I believe it's a false start.
2:22.
That's all. Yep. Oh, delay a game on the Lions.
That's Salem's first delay.
They've got this play clock moving fast too here. So that's going to bring up a 4th and 9 for the Lions on their own on the Musketeers' 29-yard line here. 2:22 to go. Lions lead 31-0. Here comes Peyton Shockey with the play. We did see Braxton go down cramping. They did bring in Shockey, but now they've got Braxton in the backfield with Dent on the sideline. Hopefully he's okay. The Mole in gun with Dean on his left. There's a snap fake handoff to Dean. Mole rolls out to his left, looking to throws across the middle, in through the hands of number 32, Seth Ponsford, down to the ground. So that's going to be a turnover on downs for the Lions. So the Pekin Musketeers are going to take over 1st and 10 on their own 29-yard line here with 2:17 to go. Lions lead 31-0 with 2:17 to go in the third quarter.
You know, Brandon, Salem's passing, it's been chunk plays. It's all it's really been. We really can't get good rhythm going between the quarterback and the receivers.
Yep. So a couple other things we got going on is this weekend is we got the Colts at Jacksonville at the Jaguars Sunday at 1 p.m. And then next Sunday, right, the 13th, we have the IHSA sectional selection show.
Correct.
Okay, so keep tuned for that for the Lions draw sectional. So the Musketeers back to line, 3 receivers out left. There's a snap to Bannett. Quick pass out to number 2, who trips over his own feet in the backfield. It's going to be a loss of 1 for the Musketeers. That receiver is number 2, Liam Moore. We have not called his name yet. He is a freshman. Unfortunately, he falls to the ground after a nice catch, but does not gain any yards.
Yeah, Brandon, to go back to what you were saying about the drawing, it's worth noting both these teams playing tonight are both in sectional 40.
Yep.
So we could see Pekin again.
Yep. Musketeers back to line, 3 receivers out right, 1 out left. Bannett in pistol, snap to Bannett. He swings it out right to number 15. It's through his hands and picked off by number 12, Ethan Campbell, and he is viciously brought down by a Musketeer at the 35-yard line. So that's going to be another interception for number 10, Cody Bannett, and that's not even his fault. Okay, so correction on the last stat. Number 2 I called out as Liam Moore. It was number 3, Caleb Bonjabal, but he is wearing the number 2 jersey. So something must have happened to his jersey. He's wearing the number. But for me and Zach to know, number 2 is now number 3. But the pass went through the hands of the Pekin receiver into the hands of a Lion, and they will take over 1st and 10 on the Musketeers' 34-yard line. Snap, Mole drops back, swings out left to Braxton Dean, who catches it about the 29-yard line and is pushed out of bounds there. That tackle was made by number 15, Caden Jones for the Musketeers. Pitch and catch there from Mole to Braxton Dean for a gain of about 5 yards, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 5 for the Lions on the Musketeers' 29-yard line there. And the Lions lead 31-0, minute 10 to go here. Another something else we got going on this weekend in Salem and Washington County is we've got Old Settlers Days Saturday and Sunday, so make your way out to that and see some of the history of Salem. Snap to Mole, hands off to Dent around the right side. He's got plenty of room to run, got blocking downfield, and he's across the 10, the 5, and he's out of bounds at, I believe, where are they marking him out of bounds at? There's a flag on the play. It's going to be a holding on the Lions, so this is going to come back. The holding was downfield on number 8, Braxton Dean. I do know that. I did see that happening. The flag is at the 15, so it's going to be 2nd and 1 for the Lions on the 25 after the flag.
That is the 3rd penalty for Salem here in the second half. The 7th penalty for Salem in the game.
Salem doesn't sound like it, but Salem has cleaned up their penalties a little bit here.
Yeah, last week there was a lot of penalties on offense and defense for the Lions.
So 2nd and 1 for the Lions here on their 26-yard line, 25-yard line. They're back to the line. Mole in gun, Deaton and Dent in the backfield. There's a snap, fake handoff to Dent. Karis Moore takes around the left side, has some blocking, cuts up the middle, and runs a Musketeer over, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds. No, he's okay. He's not on the ground hurt. So we do have Karis Moore taking it down to about the 4-yard line there. So that's going to be about a 21-yard pickup there for Karis Moore, 22 yards down to the 3-yard line. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Lions. That is, I don't know. It's over there somewhere.
That was good to see Moore on his first carry. That was a good pickup by Moore.
The Mole takes the snap, takes the handoff to Dent, keeps it himself, is wrapped up in the backfield, and swung down. Great tackle there by number 21, Lucas Langley, for the Musketeers. Number 21, Lucas Langley for the Musketeers, to stop Mole in the backfield for a loss of about 6 yards there. That's going to bring us, I believe, to the end of the 3rd quarter as time's ticking down here, 15 seconds to go. Lions lead 31-0. I think that'll be the end of the 3rd quarter probably. So Old Settlers Days this weekend, sectional draw next Sunday. Colts, nobody cares about that.
Hey,
at home, listen, I knew you'd bring it up. The Colts at the Jaguars this Sunday. SMU travels to Louisville to play the number 22 ranked Cardinals at noon tomorrow.
And IU is off to a hot start.
Yes, they are. 5-0, 4-0,
5-0,
5-0, something like that. One of those two. But now IU is ranked number 23 in the country. And it's been a while since we've seen an IU football team ranked, so that's nice to see.
Especially going into Big Ten play here.
Absolutely. We're going to take a commercial break, and we'll be right back.
This is Becky White from WSLM, and I'm here at the beautiful John Jones showroom in Salem, Indiana, for the John Jones Auto Minute.
Are you ready for a touchdown of savings? It's football season, and we're kicking off the biggest sale of the year at John Jones Auto Group. Whether you're tailgating or heading to the big game, we've got the perfect ride for you. From sporty SUVs to family-friendly minivans, every vehicle is priced to win. Plus, enjoy unbeatable trade-in deals, 0% financing, and available service contracts that keep you covered long after the final whistle. So why wait? Gear up for greatness with John Jones Auto Group. We're your winning team for the best cars and deals around. Visit us today at one of our 4 convenient locations, Salem, Scottsburg, Greenville, or Corydon, or check us out online at johnjonesautogroup.com. And remember, John Jones Auto Group, you see so many because they paid so little. John Jones supports our Salem Lions. Good luck tonight, and go team.
And we are back where the Lions face a 2nd and goal here from the 9-yard line. There's a snap to Deaton. It was a direct snap, and he is brought down after a 4-yard pickup there, and he's going to be brought down at the 5-yard line. So it's going to be a 3rd and goal from the 5 for the Lions here. And for all those that listen to that commercial break, you can come see me at John Jones Auto Group if you want to at 1450 State Road 60 in Salem. We've got any kind of car you probably are looking for. So come see me. Let's see what we can do for you. The 3rd and 5 for the Lions. They're back to the line on the 5-yard line. Mull in gun, Dent and Deaton in the backfield. There's a snap. Handoff to Dent around the right side. He's getting chased, but he's faster than the defender, and he dives to the goal line, and he is in for the Lions touchdown.
Bang, 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 bang! Vamonos, vamonos! Bang, bang, bang! Vamonos, vamonos!
So another 5-yard touchdown carry there for number 4, Logan Dent. He took a week off, decided he knew how to score touchdown, and has scored 3 of them tonight. As
He's
the Lions
playing hot.
Yeah, he is. He's carrying the ball well tonight. As the Lions currently lead 37-0, Braxton Dean in for the point after kick. There's a snap, hold is down, kick is up, and it did not look good. Okay. It was no good, so the score is going to stay at 37-0. The Lions currently lead with 11:02 to go here. We do have a running clock, and the Musketeers defense is not looking too great here. I think at this point they've just kind of accepted it. What do you think?
Yeah, they've coming out in that first drive, they look like Pekin had, that's what I'm talking about, they had energy, and then that 95-yard pick six thrown by Bennett, that drained all the energy and momentum Pekin even had, which was tough because they drove down the field good on that drive.
Yep.
And just to have it taken away like that.
Yep. They looked to put the points on the board, unfortunately through an interception, put points on the board for Salem. I do have a score update. West Washington trails Perry Central at home 16-0.
We got a close MSC matchup as North Harrison is up in the fourth quarter over Silver Creek 24-21.
And again, the Lions host the Charlestown Pirates next week. The first of a 2-game homestand before we start playoff time. But for now, the Lions are back set to kick off the ball here, and Braxton Dean, there's the kick, and it's across the ground, and it's going to be fumbled but recovered at the 44-yard line of Pekin. The clock is going to start running unless they put points on the board. Unless Pekin puts points on the board, the clock will not stop running. So the Musketeers are going to have 1st and 10 here from the 44-yard line. We got 10:30 to go here in the fourth. Lions lead 37-0, and this Lions team looks drastically better than we have seen in the last 5 weeks.
Yeah, since the last 5 weeks, this is a 180 that this Salem team has had. Dent, he is already at 137 rushing yards, 7.2 yards of carry.
Yeah, big game for Logan Dent here tonight. But the Musketeers come back to line 1st and 10 on their own 44-yard line. 3 receivers out right, 1 receiver out left. Bennett in pistol formation. And here's the snap, and Bennett drops the snap, rolls out to his right, throws it to number 12, who is caught at the point of catch by Lenny Nguyen, and that's going to be a loss of 3 yards for Pekin. That receiver was number 12, Cordell Hurst, and he just had nowhere to go once he caught the ball.
Yeah, Salem secondary, again, hate to sound like a broken record, they've stepped up this week, and there's a size mismatch. Pekin's receivers are a lot bigger than Salem's defenders, but Salem's defense is standing strong, holding their own.
Yep, good to see Noah Dalton is back in and healthy. He looks okay there as he trotted off the field. So I think they're probably going to be sitting him the rest of the game. Musketeers back to the line. There's a snap to Bennett. Bennett rolls out to his right, throws across the Bonjabal. Number 3, he catches it at the 45, breaks a few tackles, and makes his way across the 50, and is going to be brought down at the Lions' 48-yard line, and that's going to be about a 10-yard pitch and catch there for Bennett to Bonjabal.
Yeah, that was a good pitch and catch there.
About an 11-yard pickup, actually.
Nice to see that Eastern still has a little bit of fight in them.
Yeah, Eastern's still trying to put points on the board. I mean, you don't want to lose their running clock. You know, you want to put points on the board, at least stop the running clock here. Hopefully Pekin can do that. They're making their way back to the line. It's going to be 3 receivers set out right, 1 receiver set out left. Bennett in the gun with Rescher to his right. And there's going to be another delay of game on Pekin. And that has just been something that should not be happening. to Pekin, but Salem is sending in substitutes. So now they just sent in number 64 and number 65. 64 is going to be Darren Ledford, a sophomore. Number 65, Noah Link. They also sent in number 10, Braden Walters. And I'll get to the other two here in just a second. It was 76 and 51. So the Musketeers back to the line. There's a snap to Bannett. Bannett rolls out right. Speed option to Rescher. Takes it around the right side. Gets a block from his quarterback and does get a first down across the 40 down to the 34-yard line. That's going to be about a 13-yard pickup there for number 24, Rescher, for Pekin. So we also had on the field Dominic Knock come on, and what did I say? Number 76, Aiden Reynolds for the Lions. So Pekin back to the line. 3 receivers out left, 1 receiver out right. Bannett in pistol with Rescher lined up behind him.
Tempo has slowed down for Pekin here in this drive.
Ball on the Lions, 34. There's a snap to Bannett. He drops back to throw. Looks to throw. Has nobody downfield. Takes it himself around the left side. He's got some room to run, and he's across the 20, down across the 15. Still fighting for yardage, and is finally brought down at the 10-yard line. That's going to be a 24-yard carry there for number 10, Cody Bannett, out of the backfield at the quarterback position. Another great tuck and run there for Bannett.
Yeah, like we've been saying, he's the Pekin's athlete here in this game. He's been able to make stuff through the air and through his feet.
Yep, so coming into this game, he was the number 2 rusher on the team, and we have seen why he does like to scramble if he can. So Pekin comes back to line, 1st and 10 on the 10, 1st and goal. Bannett in pistol with Rescher lined up behind him. There's a snap. Hey, broken play. Bannett keeps it himself, runs forward across the 7 down to about the 6-yard line, so about another 4-yard pickup there for Cody Bannett. And it looked like it was supposed to be a handoff to Rescher, just Rescher didn't want it.
Yeah, there was a miscommunication there in the backfield, but it was quick thinking there by Bannett to gain a little something out of nothing.
Yep, you could see the pure terror on his eyes from up here when he realized his running back wasn't taking the ball from him.
Yeah, you could.
So it's going to be 2nd and 6 for Pekin here on the 6-yard line, 2nd and goal. Lions lead 37-0, 5:50 to go here. If they do score, the clock stops running. There's the snap, and Bannett rolls out to his right, has some room to run, and is going to trot into the end zone, and that's going to be a touchdown for Pekin, and they're going to finally put some points on the board. So Pekin's going to now put the score at 37-6, and they're going to come in, I'm guessing they're probably going to kick the PAT. Looks like Bannett had a nice leg on him.
Yeah, I've been impressed by Bannett all around. Special teams, offense, defense. He's played good tonight.
He's a great athlete over here at Eastern. Unfortunately, he's over here at Eastern and not at Salem. So Bannett's into kick. Must be a drop kick because he doesn't have a holder.
There we go. He's coming in.
Yep. So the holder is going to be number 12, Cordell Hurst for the Musketeers. Bannett again in a kick to kick the point after, and the ref's running on the field. Don't know really what's going on. The ref had the block, and yep. So the ref had the block.
Now we got all lined up here.
Yep. We're trying to get this point after kicked here.
There's some miscommunication.
Yep. So there's the snap, hold is down, kick is up, and kick looked good from here, and it was. So Bannett does put the point after through the upright, so the Musketeers now have put some points on the board, but unfortunately the Lions still lead over here at Eastern 37-7 with 5:34 to go in the 4th quarter, and we're going to take a short commercial break.
At Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, we're good at insurance, but not just any insurance. We're good at...
No.
Did you forget the parking brake? Yes, you forgot the parking brake. Insurance. When the forecast calls for cheese ball sized hail insurance. Even shouldn't have parked under that tree. Insurance. Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood.
Call your Washington County Farm Bureau agent, Jason Pettmeyer, at 812-620-8923.
And we are back down here at Eastern High School where the Musketeers have put a touchdown on the board, but they do still trail your Salem Lions 37-7 with 5:34 here to go in the fourth quarter. Musketeers, we're about to see kick off the ball for only the second time in this game. The kicker, number 10, Cody Bannett, does have a great leg on him. He did score the touchdown and kick the extra point. We did see him attempt a field goal earlier. He did unfortunately miss it, but the quarterback for Pekin, Cody Bannett, has really impressed me, and he has played hard this entire game.
Yeah, being a senior on senior night, quarterback, you know he's laying it all on the field.
Yeah, he's playing hard. He did cap off the Eastern drive with, I believe it was a 6-yard touchdown.
Bannett is,
how far was that touchdown run? 8 yards. So an 8-yard touchdown run. I didn't even know they had the 8. I thought it was 6.
Bannett is tied for the most rushing yards tonight with number 32, Garrett Drury. And Bannett has 181 passing yards.
There's the kick from Bannett down to the 20-yard line, fielded by number 17, Adler Cox, who returns it across the 30 and is brought down by number 77 for Eastern. That's Micah Tucker at the 31-yard line. So Lions are going to start this drive here 1st and 10 on their own 31-yard line. And
looks like Salem's bringing in their JV offense here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you expect to see that, up 30 points, 5 minutes to go here.
It's good to have the younger players get some reps, live reps.
You got big old number 5, Ethan Larimore, spread out wide on this side. Adler Cox under center, 2 receivers in the back, 2 running backs in the backfield. There's a snap to Cox. He tosses it out right to number 23. That's a Ward brother. That's going to be DJ. He takes it around the right side, crosses the 35-yard line, and is brought down at the 36-yard line after a 5-yard pickup there for number 23, DJ Ward.
That was a good run there by the freshman.
Yep. We've seen the Ward brothers get in sophomores, correction. We've seen them run the ball a few times this year, and they run hard every time they touch it.
They do.
So the Lions come back to the line here, 2nd and 5. Ball on their own 36-yard line, 4:50 to go here in the fourth quarter. Adler in the gun with Ward on his left, receiver wide out left. And here is the snap, and it's going to be a fake handoff around the end. Adler's going to keep it himself, take it up the middle, cross the 40-yard line, and be brought down at the 43-yard line. So it's going to be a 7-yard pickup there, 8-yard pickup there, down to the 44-yard line for number 17, Adler Cox, in at quarterback.
Yeah, it's always good to see the next man up in quarterback, JV player getting reps and getting some yards like that.
Yep, Cox back in the gun formation with Ward on his left, 1 receiver out left. There's the snap, and Cox takes the handoff, hands it around the end to number 9, Carter Reardon, who takes it across the 45 and is brought down at the 47-yard line, 47, 48-yard line. Where are they marking it? 48-yard line. 47-yard line. So it's about a 3-yard pickup there for number 9, Carter Reardon. Nice to see some of these freshmen get in here. We have not been up in a game enough to put the freshman in, but we've been down in a game enough to put the freshman in. Lions back to line. Adler Cox in gun. Ward on his right, 1 receiver out right. There's a snap to Cox. He hands it off to Ward around the right side. He's got some room to run. He's across the 45, across the 50, across the 45. Again, does get enough for a first down, and I believe is brought down at the 43-yard line. It's going to be another about 10-yard pickup there for the sophomore running back, DJ Ward. We're going to mark him at the 44, so it's going to be about a 9-yard pickup for Ward.
It is worth noting there is not a JV game on Monday.
I did not know that. Guessing Pekin does not have enough players. Lions back to the line. Cox in shotgun. One receiver out left. Ward on his left. There's a direct snap to the up back, number 34, Corbin Boyles, and he's going to be stopped after a 1-yard pickup there. So it's going to be a 2nd and 9 for the Lions.
You know, that's one thing about Boyles that I've been to more JV games than you have, and one thing I've noticed about Boyles is he touched the ball with both hands, and he hangs on to the ball. He's not wanting to turn that ball over. The Salem's at the line here.
There's a snap to Cox. He swings it out right, and it's tipped at the line. The intended receiver was number 5, Ethan Larimore, on 2nd and 9 there, but the ball was tipped at the line. Great defensive play from the defensive lineman there for Eastern. Then we got 3rd and 9 for Salem on the Musketeer 43-yard line. Did get an update from West Washington. They now trail 16-6.
I'm trying to get an update on the Silver Creek game. Do not have one with 1:47 left here in Pekin.
3rd and 9, ball on the 43-yard line. Cox under center. One receiver on both sides. There's a snap. Cox tosses it out right to number 18 for the Lions, who does have some running room. Number 18 is going to be Dylan Walters, and he's across the 35-yard line down to the 34, and I believe that's enough for a first down. So nice 9-yard pickup there for Dylan Walters.
They're really spreading the love here for the JV players.
Yeah,
that is the 6th different JV player to touch the ball here in this fourth quarter.
1st and 10 for the Lions on the 34-yard line here. Cox under center. There's the snap. He tosses it to left to Walters, who cuts it back across the middle, has some blockers in front of him, still has some running room, and he's going to be brought down about the 26-yard line there. So it's going to be about a, what was that pickup there, Zach? About a 9-yard pickup there for Dylan Walters. And that's going to be down to the 25-yard line. So it's going to be 2nd and 1 for the Lions. 38 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. Lions lead 37-7. Cox under center. And there's the snap to Cox. He drops back, throws it out right to Ethan Larimore, but gets absolutely smacked as he threw. The ball fell incomplete. The clock's still running. I'm not sure why. 20 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. And the clock's ticking down, and the teams are lining up.
As this wraps up here, quick score update. In the fourth quarter, Brownstown up over Madison 35-14. In the third quarter, Scottsburg up over Mitchell 42-7. That's a big turnaround since the first half.
Yep.
In the third quarter, Corden is up 35-34 over Charlestown.
Wow.
North Harrison tops the Silver Creek Dragons 24-21.
Wow. So a couple of big shakeups there in the MSC world. Corden leading Charlestown. That's kind of surprising to me. And then, like you said, North Harrison. You said North Harrison beat Silver Creek.
Correct, by 3.
So North Harrison moves to 5-2 on the year, and Silver Creek moves to 3-4 on the year. I think North Harrison's went up since we played them. I think Silver Creek's went down since we played them.
I would agree with that statement there.
Yep. So, but for the game that's in front of Zach and I's eyes, the Salem Lions have defeated the Eastern Musketeers 37-7 at Pekin. We will have some words, hopefully, from Coach Gleasing after he talks to the team. That's going to be a big win for Pekin big win for Salem over Pekin, as Salem now returns on a home stretch. First game against Charlestown. Second game going to be the matchup that everybody gets anticipated for all year. It's going to be Salem versus West Washington at home. Salem with the chance now to win the county championship outright after beating Pekin. Looks like Zach's got some words. So let's see what he has to say.
Yeah, this is a good chance for Salem to kind of end the season on a high note. Prior to tonight, between Charlestown and West Washington, the total combined record for those two schools is 3-9. So there's some hope here for Salem to maybe win out the rest of the year.
Yeah, and the Lions have put 37 points on the board tonight, and that's the most we've seen them score all year. That moves their season total now to 104 points. So a third of the points they've scored this year came tonight.
Yeah, Salem was only averaging 11 points, and Pekin was right on track with their season average with 7. They averaged 7, they had 7.
Yep, so that's a good win for the Lions over here at Eastern. Like I said, we're hoping to have some words from Coach Gleasing as soon as he gets done talking to the team. But we talked about pregame keys to victory, pass defense. Pass defense still wasn't great tonight. Luckily, the Musketeers did drop some balls that they should have caught. Luckily, the quarterback made some bad throws that he shouldn't have made. But rush defense was fantastic tonight.
Yeah, dating back to Scottsburg, Salem has not put pressure on the quarterback at all. Back when we were playing Scottsburg, they threw the ball a lot that game. I don't know the percentage of play that was passes.
I know they threw for 308 yards.
But it was like backyard ball for Scottsburg. Quarterback had all kinds of time. He could make his read, throw the ball down the field, and they were in sync. But luckily, watching Salem tonight, they could disrupt Bannett there and get some pressure on them.
Yeah, and the rush defense, like I said, it was great. You know, that's been our kind of weakness all year. We've gave up so many rushing yards all season. Thankfully, tonight we did put a stop to that. Another point that we both had, we kind of talked about, you've got to put points on the board, and Salem did that tonight by putting 37 points up.
Yeah, in fact, on the way, when we rode here together, we talked about it. Which version of the team comes is going to determine how the outcome will be. If they're off to a slow start, it was going to be a low-scoring affair. And Salem was quick to get on the board there, and they kept capitalizing. And in the second half, they took over and scored a majority of their points. It was good to see. It was fun to watch tonight.
Yeah, and another thing is we talked about flushing the losing streak and moving on, and the Lions looked like they did that. They came out guns blazing, and they looked like a football team who wanted to win a game, and that's the first time I can say that since week one.
That is, since the North Harrison game, that is the most energy Salem has brought to a game.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, you talked about capitalizing opportunities, and we did that. You know, we had a pick six, big mistake from Pekin, threw an interception inside the 10-yard line. Mole returns it. Another thing is we limited the turnovers that we had. We did have an interception. It did go through the hands of a Salem receiver, but the Lions limited turnovers, had still some penalties, but, I mean, you're going to have penalties.
Yeah, it was penalties for Salem was not terrible. We had 6 penalties, 3 in each half of the game, 60 yards. You know, the way Salem had penalties this year, I'll take that.
Yeah, absolutely. And we did capitalize on a couple turnovers from Pekin, so the Lions did well in that. We talked about last week, defense improved, offense didn't. Offense needed to improve. The defense stayed the same tonight. They improved, and the offense really picked up, and that was led by number 4, Logan Dent, for the Lions.
Yeah, Logan Dent coming out here tonight, he tallied up 4 touchdowns and 4, I think it was 3. Excuse me, I made a mistake. 3 touchdowns and 137 yards on 19 attempts, average a little over 7 yards a carry. You know, that's pretty good in high school ball.
Yeah, and Dent came into this game averaging 107 yards, almost 108 yards a game, and he had the 5th most rushing yards in the conference. Now, that was 2 weeks ago before he didn't play last week.
Correct.
But the average was 107, almost 108. He put up 137 tonight. He had 3 touchdowns on the year. Now let's make that 6. But let's talk about this. He had, coming into this game, he had 64 carries against conference opponents, 440 yards, and 110 yards a game. And he has added to that staple, moved himself up, I'm sure, in the conference, and has put touchdowns on the board.
And the scary part that I will add to that is he is only a sophomore.
Yeah, he's going to be good by the time he graduates.
He's gaining the skill set now, and he's just building on it.
Yeah, now, I do want to mention this because it happened 2 times. Logan came into this game with 2 lost fumbles on the year. He did fumble the ball twice tonight. It did go out of bounds both times.
Yes, we looked out on both.
We did look out, but that's not something you want to see.
No, it is not. And as he progresses as an athlete, I'd like to see him improve on not fumbling the ball.
Yeah, you've got to, you know, when you're a run-heavy offense, obviously you can't have fumbles. Lions did get lucky tonight. That could have been 2 costly fumbles, but the Lions have got the win tonight. We've got Zoe out there trying to catch Coach Gleasing. Hopefully we can get it to work this time.
After we get with Coach Gleasing, we will have some more stats from this game for you.
Yep, absolutely. Zoe's bringing Coach Gleasing to the middle of the field. We think that's kind of the hot spot here of where she needs to have him. He could hear us last time. We couldn't hear him. So we've got Coach Gleasing down there. Is the mic on, Coach Gleasing? If the mic is on, we cannot hear you. So we still cannot get the mic to work for Coach Gleasing. He can hear us. All right, Coach, I'll ask you just for a thumbs up here. The Lions came out tonight, won by 30 points. Are you happy with the way the Lions played? We cannot hear you, so if you're speaking, yep, there's the thumbs up. Coach Gleason's happy with the way the Lions played tonight. They're back at home next week against Charlestown, hopefully to win that game as Charlestown's coming off a loss against Corden. But, Coach Gleason, you guys look great tonight. We still can't get the mic to work. We're not sure what's going on there. It worked before the game. Does not work now. But Zach's got some more stats for us. Zach, go ahead and go over those real quick.
I'll reiterate on Dent. He had 137 yards on 19 attempts for 72 yards a carry, 3 touchdowns to top that, and he was 2 for 2 on 2-point attempts. Adam Mull running the ball tonight. On 7 attempts, he had 80 yards to average 11.4 rushing yards. Passing-wise, he had 6 completions on 11 attempts for a 55% completion percentage and 93 yards through the air. The majority of those yards were to number 8, Braxton Dean. He had 7 targets and 5 receptions for 92 total yards, and he averaged 18.4 yards a reception. He was really the main target tonight. Number 7, Moore, he had 1 target. It was incomplete. Dent had 1 target. It was incomplete. Number 32, Ponsford, he had 1 target for 1 yard, and then Ethan Larimore had 2 targets. That was when the freshman came in. He had 2 targets, but those were both batted down.
Yeah, and another thing I want to reiterate is we saw some big plays out of Salem tonight, and we have not seen that this year, and that's something we talked about, got to have explosive plays. That is actually number 4 on Zach's keys to victory here. Help lead to momentum, which we hadn't had all season, but you can't have momentum when you're trailing by 30 points.
No, you can't, and Salem's been lacking on explosive plays to this point, and I think they really flipped the switch tonight with the explosive plays. I will go in real quick and talk about some Eastern stats. Number 32 for Pekin, Drury, he had 53 yards on 12 attempts, averaging 4.4 yards. The quarterback, number 10, Cody Bannett, had 53 yards on 7 attempts, average a little over 7.5 yards a carry. And then number 24, Christian Risher, had 15 yards on 4 attempts for an average of 3.8. Through the air is really where Pekin made their mark tonight in this game.
Yeah, and we had talked about how Pekin wasn't going to throw the ball.
And, yeah, they proved us wrong tonight. As Bannett went 18 completions on 32 attempts. 32 attempts in a high school game is a lot.
That's a lot, yeah. But 18 completions, though, that's not bad stats there.
Yeah, 56% completion percentage for Bannett and 181 yards through the air. And it was led by number 3 for Pekin. What was his name?
Caleb Bonjabalt, I think.
Yeah, Caleb Bonjabalt led with 75 yards receiving on 7 receptions for 10.7. And then number 2 receiver was number 12 for Pekin, Cordell Hurst. He had 53 yards on 4 receptions.
Yeah, and we talked about Pekin not throwing the ball. We were both caught off guard. They threw the ball like the first 3 plays of the game, and we were surprised. And that continued. However, the Lions secondary really picked up in the second half and really put clamps on the receivers for Pekin. They had a few balls go through their hands. But one thing that I think Pekin didn't do well tonight is utilize the size matchup for number 87, Brody Temple.
I would agree with you on that.
He had probably 3 or 4 inches on every DB that was across from him, and they really only attacked it 2 times, and it was inside the 10-yard line.
Yeah, and both of those throws, one of them, it had to get thrown on the track, really.
Yep.
And then the other one, he just kind of led his receiver a little too much.
Yep, but that's going to bring us to the end here of our broadcast. We appreciate everybody listening in. Again, for all those listening, we appreciate you guys, and Eastern did fall to your Salem Lions tonight, 37-7 on senior night for the Musketeers. Lions pick up a much-needed win here. Now they move to 2-5 on the season. Pekin falls to 1-6. Next week for Pekin, let's see who they have. I have a paper with this here. Pekin plays at Scottsburg next week. I have a feeling I know how that game's going to go.
There's going to be a lot of balls thrown in the air by both teams, I feel.
I think Scottsburg will probably end up winning that one. That's a very good football team. And Salem hosts the Charlestown Pirates next week back at Paul A. Graves Athletic Stadium at Jim Ralston Field. The Lions look next week to win another conference game, and the week after look to win the county title, which they did stop Pekin from winning tonight. So either Salem is going to win now, or it's going to end up in a three-way tie now.
Yeah, that's how I believe it was last year. Was a three-way tie, wasn't it, Brandon?
I believe so. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I believe so. So the all-time matchup now for Eastern and Salem moves to Eastern loses that matchup 3-14. Salem wins. So I think we're going to get off the air here. We appreciate you guys all for listening. Again, the Lions defeat the Musketeers at Pekin tonight, 37-7. We appreciate you all for tuning in. Catch us next week at home for the Lions-Pirates matchup. And again, we appreciate you all, and God bless you all.